Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got the first round match of the Australian Open between Jannik Sinner and Botic van de Zandschulp. It is Jannik's first match, first official match since he helped Italy to win the Davis Cup. He ended the season in an amazing fashion. This is his first real match of the 2024 season. He played a few exhibitions. Excited to see what he can do. He's a massive favorite in this one. Anyway, we can get into all of that. I appreciate you guys joining in. We got all the coverage for Quality Shot Tennis. Say hi in the chat if you're in here. Appreciate you guys joining in. Already got over 20 people in the chat. Love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Players are warming up at the moment. $7-5 Layla. Yeah, David's got the call with Fernandez match on the other end. We're doing 4 matches. 4 matches. We are doing 4 matches today. I'm so excited for this Jannik match. We're doing 4 matches. David's got 2. I've got 2. I'm doing Sinner taking on Van Zandschulp now. This is what's happening now. I will be streaming this now. And then the other one is Anisimova taking on Samsonova, which I'm really excited about. That's going to be fun. That's going to be later, not now. Right now is the Sinner one. And David's going to be doing the Tiafo taking on Borna Coric. And then the other one he's doing right now is the Layla Fernandez match. 4 great matches. Hey, what's up, PRL? What's up? What's up? Good to have you in here. Yeah, Layla was up a break early in her match. I saw that. I was watching a tiny bit of it. Just a tiny bit. And she was up a break there. And then she lost the break. It's good that she was able to get the win to take the first set at the end. Just got home from work. Can't believe it's Grand Slam season again. That's it. Slam season. You guys ready? Slam season. I'm excited. What's up? Anthony Hirsch on the call. Always filled with energy. I'm excited for the majors. I'm excited to watch Jannik. Should be fun. Should be fun. What is your prediction for this one? If we see anything outside of Sinner in 3 sets, I will be unbelievably surprised, to be honest. In terms of predictions in the chat, I will go with the ever surprising Jannik Sinner in 3 sets. Big hot take from me. But Botic is a guy who's been seeded at majors before. He's not a nothing player. He was 4 championship points away from taking a title on the HB Tour last year against Holger Rune. He's not a nothing player. He's been in the quarterfinals of a major before, I'd like to say. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. That's kind of what's going on. Excited Naomi is back. Absolutely. It's one of those things where I was like, I'll be honest, I got so sad when Wozniacki, when she hung up the racket. Now that Osaka's been gone for a while, I realized just how much I missed Naomi Osaka. I miss Naomi. I miss the top tier kind of quality ball striking she brings to the tour. Such a great athlete. So I didn't realize it right away, to be honest. But now that she's been out of the tour even 5-6 months, I was like, wow, I miss what she brings to the tour. All right, it's Botic at the line to serve. Jannik's first point of the 2024 season, first match of the 2024 season underway. Let me go down on the scoreboard. All right, cool. First serve in the net, second serve. Second serve, hey, what's up, Matt? Good to have you. Kick serve, the forehand of Sinner down the line, the backhand of Sinner now, and the forehand of Botic, that's in the net. Good first point from Jannik, love 15. Love 15, love 15. Jannik's going to be looking for a straightforward performance. One thing I'd say about Jannik Sinner is that this is a guy who last year went down 2 sets to love down against Martin Fucsovics, one of the scary unseeded players. He's one of those guys that he's always unseeded, but he looks like he should be a seed. Sinner played him. He went down 2 sets. He can't be doing that because he was tired when he got to play Tsitsipas. Went 2 sets down to Tsitsipas as well. Sinner didn't play any warm-up events. That's the first time he's ever done that. He said he's experimenting, seeing if that's the right thing that works for him. $15 here. 15. Sinner to return. Serve. Down the middle. Forehand, Sinner. The forehand of Van de Zandschulp. Forehand cross court. Forehand volley. Van de Zandschulp backhand Sinner. Ooh, goes big, but he missed it. That was a chance early to get ahead in the Van Zandschulp service game. Anyway, 30-15. Should have been a winner. Let's go. Slam season's back, baby. That's it. We got slam season back. I'm going center in 3 sets. Yeah, I got center in 3 sets too. Let me change the camera angle here a little bit. All right, I think it's better. That's better. Serve. That's a let. Another serve coming from Botic. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I appreciate you joining in. I'm excited for slam season. It's something about the majors, right? These are the biggest tournaments of the year. These are where we get the epics of epics, usually the biggest kind of epic matches. And this is where the stakes are the highest, is in the slams. So, Van Zandschulp at 30-15, serve. The forehand of Sinner, backhand Van Zandschulp. The forehand of Sinner, forehand Van Zandschulp, way up high. The forehand of Sinner, cross court. Forehand Van Zandschulp. That goes out. That goes wide from Van Zandschulp there. It's 30-all. New technology on the Hawkeye replay there. Showed a close call replay, and it was like a Pixar movie 3D animation of the ball just missing the line. It was kind of crazy. We're watching tennis. I'm not at the movie theaters watching Toy Story. But cool. I'm excited for next year where we won't even need Hawkeye. Or we'll need Hawkeye, but not for challenges. It'll just be everything. Everything will be Hawkeye. That's in the net. 30-40. 30-40, 30-40. Jannik with the break point. I got center in 4. Okay, Noah. I don't mind that prediction, to be honest. We'll see. Center will want to finish his early matches in 3 sets. Center's got a good draw, but part of it is to do with center. And I'll talk about that. At some point. I'll talk about that at some point. Serve. Down the tee. That's a let. Second serve. Tennis getting that production quality up. Exactly. Exactly, Noah. I've seen a lot of that, though. A lot of, like, new technology and, like, I don't know. It definitely feels like that. Serve. The forehand of Sinner. Forehand Van Zandschulp. That's in the net. 1-0. I mean, listen, if one thing we can be sure about in this matchup is Sinner's forehand is much more solid than the Botic Van Zandschulp forehand. Van Zandschulp has kind of weird form on his strokes, but, you know, I always say whatever works, you know. I figure it's the first round of AO. Nerves are going to be up a little. I think he drops a set somewhere in there. That's fair. I like that kind of thinking, though. It's that kind of thinking I respect, because it does often happen that way. But the other thing is Jannik's going to be looking to just continue his form from last year. He's going to be motivated to have a strong start here to just scare off the rest of the tour. They're like, Sinner wants to be like, hey, I'm 2011 Novak. Hey, I wasn't at the top before. I'm about to crush the whole tour. Sinner, whether it's true or not, Sinner wants to scare the rest of the tour. He wants to be like, I'm the guy right now. So he wants a three straight set match, because nobody knows exactly how good Jannik's going to be for the rest of the year. You know what I mean, Noah? Like, Jannik wants the straight set win. Wants to be like, I'm 2011 Novak. I'm coming for it. Center out the line to serve. 1-0. Serve down the tee. Forehand. The forehand of Van Zandschulp. Forehand center. The forehand of Van Zandschulp. Inside out. Backhand. The backhand slice of Botic. Backhand. The backhand of Botic. Forehand center. Inside in to the forehand of Botic. Ooh, that's a great sign. A great shot from Van Zandschulp. That was a good forehand, though. I'll say that. The 88% to 12% win prediction is wild. Yeah, this is, I mean, it's pretty lopsided, though, to be honest, of a matchup. I didn't think it would even be that high for Botic, to be honest. To be completely honest. I respect it, though. I mean, Botic's a great player. I'm not trying to down Botic. I hope they never get rid of 3 out of 5 in slams. Yeah, absolutely. Center does still need to figure out a little bit of the kind of slam thing. No doubt about it. In a lot of ways. Least of which, I think he's lost a 5-set match at the majors before the final or semifinal stage in like 7 of his last 8 majors he's played. Something crazy like that. So he needs to improve that. Round of 16 qualifying qualifying stages, quarterfinal stages. Sinner is losing these 5-set epics, and it's not good for the Italian. Not good for Jannik. We'll see if Jannik can improve at it. Anthony represent for Jannik fans. You know it, Max, and you know it. Hey, what's up, Max? Good to have you in here. Hey, what's up, Pseudo? What's up, Pseudonym? What's up, Anthony? Glad to see you had another Italian match. Yeah, I appreciate you. Glad to see you again as well. 2024. We got 2024 season. Botic in the service game from Sinner, by the way, at 15:30. If you're to watch along for the Sinner Van Zandschulp stream, Sinner Van Zandschulp match, you have come to the right place. We're watching from first point to last. Don't forget to subscribe. Quality Shot Tennis. If you are new, we're going to be streaming the whole Australian Open event. Should be fun. Serve from Sinner. Inside, out wide. Forehand Van Zandschulp. The backhand of Sinner, kind of a jumping backhand. Backhand Van Zandschulp just crossed the net. The forehand. Van Zandschulp cross court. Forehand. Sinner just doesn't quite have the range off the forehand so far. 15-40. 15-40. 2 break points for Van Zandschulp. 2 break points for Van Zandschulp. Kind of expected, though. Not to be at his best form early. Wild shank from Sinner there, yeah. I do miss some Just Lab Tennis Slams live stream, not gonna lie. Yeah, they're great. There's a lot of lot of good live streamers on YouTube. Shout out Cam Williams. Kind of originated the play-by-play on YouTube. I was a big fan and member over there for a while. And yeah, Quality Shot Tennis with Faison and David and all the great commentators now, I think is great. And also Gil Gross is a great commentator. Game to Love. There's a lot of good ones on YouTube. Absolutely. I wonder how Botic will do throughout this match. He is a tricky opponent. He's pretty tricky, true. He's pretty tricky. It's hard to know what to expect from Botic. It's honestly hard to know what to expect. He played in Adelaide. He beat Christopher Eubanks in 2 sets. Eubanks was actually the seeded player there, 5th seed. Then he lost to Alejandro Tabillo, who is can we talk about Alejandro Tabillo? Some people know, some people don't. He is number 1 in the live rankings at the moment. In the live race to Turin at the moment. Not the live rankings, that'd be crazy. Backhand Sinner. Oh, what a get from Jannik. That's good foot speed. Sinner showing off the wheels. Alejandro Tabillo in the number 1 in the live rankings would be crazy. But I want to talk about Tabillo. He's number 1 in the race to Turin. That was honestly very good speed from Sinner. The ball hit the top of the tape. It definitely wasn't pitch perfect and super clean, but it was amazing speed to get there. Very quick, kind of long early steps there. He's got the long legs, can just sprint across the court, has the reach for it. He's a great athlete. Something about him being a world-class junior skier and having the skills from skiing going into tennis, that there's something about his movement and his athleticism that not only is at such a high level, but it also appears very different, especially for his height, than for a lot of the other players. Like, he is an amazing, he shows amazing athleticism, which has really helped him in his career so far. Jannik saving the break point there. Yeah, absolutely. Got to go check up on Alex and Stevie. Absolutely. Yeah, Max, I remember making a run at the U.S. Open a few years ago. Yes. Fun fact for anybody. I have a funny little fact just to do with that. My favorite fact about Botic Van Zandschulp. I'll say it in a minute. My favorite fact about Botic Van Zandschulp. That's a serve, an ace down the tee from 2-0. Really, the only fact I have under my belt that is a favorite fact about Botic Van Zandschulp. I don't have like a top 10 favorite facts about Botic Van Zandschulp, but one of them is once that year, like 2021, I believe, 2021, when he reached, I believe, the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open, he took a set off of Daniil Medvedev. He was playing amazing tennis there. I think he beat Talon Griekspoor in the round 16, who also went on a good run. Both players kind of announced themselves at that event as being top like ATP kind of players. Or at least in the conversation for the kind of ATP tour, not just the challengers. And Botic took a set off of Daniil Medvedev. By the way, Botic serving Sinner winner right off the baseline. But no player in the Open era has ever won the U.S. Open without dropping a set. And Medvedev was 1 set away from becoming the first man in the Open era to win the U.S. Open without dropping a single set. He was 1 set away. on his first major title. The player who stopped him is Botic van de Zandschulp. Not Djokovic in the final, it's Botic van de Zandschulp in the quarterfinals, I believe. So just a funny fact. Forehand center. Forehand is really not in range so far. I know it's 2-0, but not great so far from center, to be honest. Needs to pick it up. Gil Gross liked one of my tweets tonight. Hey, that's awesome. One of my goals in tennis would definitely be to work with Gil. I'd love to, either a podcast or something. I have so much respect for his voice in tennis, kind of genuine, kind of takes he gives to tennis, very unbiased, and very interesting. He really pushes the game forward for fans who are super deep interested in tennis. He also helps grow the sport a lot. I mean, he knows his stuff too. And I think he wants to know his stuff, which is something that I respect a lot in a tennis analyst. So a big goal for me would be to work with Gil Gross one day. That is definitely a big goal for me, because I would love to sit in a room with him, whether it's a podcast or something, and just kind of talk the tennis. He's great. Gil is great. And he's way more knowledgeable than I am, but I have a lot of respect for Gil. Gil Gross has wonderful insights and analysis. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's liked my tweets a couple of times. Yeah, he's great. Backhand, the backhand of center. Backhand Van Zandschulp, the backhand of center. Backhand Van Zandschulp, the forehand of center. Forehand Van Zandschulp, the forehand squash shot of center. Forehand Van Zandschulp, the forehand of center. Forehand volley. That's too good. 30 all. Hope Jannik can keep the momentum going with 5 sets after evolving at the end of last year. Yes, that is a big thing to talk about. Absolutely. I'll talk about that in the next changeover. There are a couple things to talk about. Jannik's draw, Jannik's momentum, and if he can carry it into the best of 5, would be a big thing as well. So yeah, that would be big. I'm missing playing some tennis right now. I was playing tennis earlier. I was doing tennis drills earlier today. I haven't done tennis drills in a hot minute, so I was excited. I was doing that just earlier today. It was like 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it got warmer, so I was happy about that. But it was fun. I love playing tennis. I love playing as much as I love watching. Anybody who watches professional tennis, I'd highly encourage you to go out onto a court. Even if you've never played before, even if you're missing every ball, just go out with a friend or just by yourself. Hit against the wall. There's millions different ways to play tennis, and just feel the sport. Play it. Get out there. You'll really understand tennis in a very personal way. I mean, that's something I love about tennis. It's really the same from every step of the way, whether you're just starting playing or whether you're at the top. It's the same game. You're just kind of getting better at it, getting more experience, and there's definitely levels, but it's the same game. I love that. So if you watch, I encourage you to play as well. Would be nice to see a Jannik and Carlos final. Max, that would be my dream final, and I would be ridiculously excited for that, because the Jannik Carlos rivalry has the potential to be one of, if not my favorite rivalries in the sport. I love every one of their matches from the start. It's just so exciting. I love their matches. So intense as well, but so fun. Okay, so I want to talk about Jannik and the majors first, and then I also want to talk about Jannik's draw. Couple things to get into. Actually, before I do that, I want to check, what is Layla's score at the moment? my mind goes all over the place. Well, what is Layla's score at the moment? Okay, she's up 2-1. She has a break point, up a set. Okay, cool. Jannik in the majors. So Jannik Sinner is a guy who I actually think has a lot of potential in the majors. This is a guy who has reached the 4th round of every major twice while he was still 21 years old. This is a guy who went match point up in a best of 5 set match of incredible level against Carlos Alcaraz at the US Open, was up match point, was up 2-1. This is a guy who was up 2-love on Novak, came back in the first set, played a very dominant, straightforward second set, played amazing tennis. In that event, he won his very first grass court match and already went 2-love up on Novak. Shows some great potential on grass courts. I think he shows great potential on all surfaces, though. Roland Garros is his second best win percentage at a majors. He's reached the 4th round at that tournament twice. He became the first man born in the 2000s or even born in this millennium, you could say, to reach the quarterfinal of a major. At Roland Garros, he beats Zverev there off of his U.S. Open final. This is a guy who can play well at all three surfaces. This is a guy who's shown a good level at all four majors. This is a guy who I think has great major potential. His problem is that he's lost at the quarterfinal stage to so many top guys, or the round of 16. By the way, volley right off the net for Center. He'll take it, though, 15 love. This is a guy who still needs to improve on the physicality element. He was cramping a little bit against Zverev, even at the last major that was played at the U.S. Open. He was cramping against Rublev at the 2022 Roland Garros. And he had a chance to, he had Cilic in the quarterfinals. He could have reached at least the semifinals there. He would have had Casper Ruud in the semifinals. Big chance for him in that Roland Garros, but just the physicality wasn't there. He's lost so many matches he shouldn't have lost, especially in 5 sets. At these stages, Daniel Altmaier at last year's Roland Garros, he needs to be able to finish off against players. He needs to figure out the best of 5 format and be able to win early matches pretty cleanly in the best of 5 format so that he's not worn out later on. So he wants some quick early matches here, absolutely. I think he has good potential there. I think this is a guy who, even for a couple of years now, I've said, I think he's going to be a future world number 1. I think he's going to win a couple majors. I see the vision. I see the talent, the way he can redirect shots, hit crazy shots out of nowhere. He has the height for a good serve eventually. This is a guy who's constantly looking to improve within himself. Even with all of his struggles, I saw a lot of upside. So I think he will win majors, but I don't know if as many as Carlos, but I think he will win majors. I just think that he definitely needs right now to keep improving in the majors. And that means I don't know if he's going to win the Australian Open right away right now, but I want him to use the Australian Open and Roland Garros as kind of stepping stones to do a little bit better at the majors. So that's something I'd say. I also want to talk about his draw a little bit later as well. By the way, I appreciate you guys joining in. It's Anthony Hirsch here on the call for Quality Shot Tennis. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I'll be doing streams throughout the Australian Open. I'll be doing the Anisimova match later today, which I'm very excited about as well. Back in volley. Center, that goes out. 40-30. 40-30. I'm still wanting to see a Djokovic Golden Slam here. That's fair. It'd be pretty cool. Yeah, one of the things I've been most excited about in tennis since I started watching is the Grand Slam. There's something about a crazy dominance at a sport like this, which is so fine margin and so hard to dominate and so difficult. It's there's something about people winning a golden, what's it called? A golden set or a Grand Slam. That's crazy to me. So I would love to see a Golden Slam, whether that's Djokovic or Alcaraz or whoever it might be in the future. Hey, what's up, Ashley? Good to have you in here as always. Hey, Ashley. What's up, Max N? Appreciate everybody joining in. Quality Shot Tennis with the Australian Open coverage. Like always, we do the play-by-play. We do the live streams. Appreciate you guys joining in. Don't forget to like the video if you are enjoying it. What's up, Max? I have some really cool people respond to me in tennis. Brad Gilbert responded to me last week. Yeah, I liked my tweet as well, Brad. Elena Rabakina liked a Facebook post I had on mental health that made me cry. Yeah, Elena seems cool. Yeah, those are some cool people to get likes. I got liked by Juan Martín Del Potro, which was crazy. That happened probably about 8 months ago. Del Potro, one of my favorite players ever by far. Only below Roger, I would say, probably. Backhand center. The forehand of Van de Zandschulp, forehand center. Cross court, the forehand of Van de Zandschulp. That goes out. Van de Zandschulp looks like he's just doing wild circus motion on his forehand. I'm sorry, but the form on his forehand is so strange. He has such a long kind of reach and backswing off that forehand. It looks crazy, but he's already hit a few stunning forehand winners. So I'm not going to say it's a bad forehand. It's just the form on it is so weird, It's crazy. Forehand center. The forehand of Van de Zandschulp. Squash shot, volley. Ooh. Good volley. Fist bump from Botic. I've played tennis with Eric Sock, Jack Socks. Brother, no, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I have a few flexes from last year. from now being inside tennis. I got a retweet from Andy Murray. This happened only about 4 weeks ago. On Twitter, Andy Murray retweeted my tweet about a stat on him, and that was a really cool moment for me as a player who's been such a fan of the Big Four era and of Andy. So that was cool. That's a big forehand. 15-30. Sinner looking to get a double break. He's hitting better now, Sinner. He's hitting better, hitting that forehand better. That was big for me. Also, I got a chance to interview Taylor Fritz. I got a chance to interview Kana Shikori, JJ Wolf. JJ Wolf was just the nicest, most genuine dude. He was exactly how you want him to be in person. I've talked about it before, but they were a lot of fun. And you can ask me some questions. I want to go to more tennis events this year. I want to meet more people who work in tennis. I want to meet more tennis players. It would be a lot of fun for me. That was a lot of fun to do at the Atlanta Open, where I got a chance to do that. And ask some questions to him as well. By the way, 30 all here. Sinner on the return at 1-3, trying to get a break point. Van Zandschulp serve down the tee. Van Zandschulp into the backhand of Sinner. Forehand Van Zandschulp. That's in the net. 30-40. Break point for Jannik. Mental health is a very important subject in my life, and to see that made me feel so good. Yeah. It's super important, Matt, and that's very, very cool. I've played tennis there, so yeah. Also modded for Jaw Extreme during COVID and got to play Fortnite with him. LOL. What a flex, though. That's awesome. That's great. Paris Masters 1000 winner, Jack Sock. Backhand way up high, lob, forehand, Van Zandschulp, Sinner's there. Ooh, he just missed it, though. Deuce. I will say, Sinner is still looking a little bit off the forehand. I would just say that, but still early stages. I want to get into tennis industry, doing like photography and media stuff. I'm still finishing college right now. No, I absolutely go for it. If that's your passion, go for it. Go for it. It seems very cool. Tennis photography is awesome. Just the aesthetics of tennis and the different players. It's very different from other sports. You can get a lot of cool. I'm personally very interested in photography as well. That's one of my kind of passions and hobbies. Tennis photography seems awesome. I've had mild chats with like tennis photographers, like a couple of them now, and it seems really cool. So I'd encourage it. Matt, I agree. Mental health is important. Yeah. So important. So important. That's nice that people in tennis have encountered with you. Yeah. All right. Advantage for Sinner. He's got a break point. He's got break point at 3-1. Serve hits the tape, goes back in his side. Second serve. Second serve. Backhand from Sinner. The backhand Van Zandschulp. Backhand slice. Jannik. Forehand Van Zandschulp runs around to backhand. Backhand cross court. That's big. Forehand. Sinner swing. Oh, completely missed that swinging volley. Jesus. That was not even close from Jannik. Shanked that a little bit. He had the shot. That was definitely a shank coming off the racket. He had the shot there for a double break. Still finding the range. One of the worst swinging volleys you'll see from Jannik. It's a great backhand initially, but don't know what that was. Serve from Botic. The backhand of Jannik. That goes out. Still trying to find the range, Jannik. Listen, if he started this way against the seed, a top 20 player, this would have been danger for Jannik, but that's why we have these kind of first-round matches. And Botic's a good player, but if he was playing Alcaraz right now, this would be a different story at the moment. That was an odd mistake there. Yeah, it really was. He had that lined up. He waited too much, in my opinion, on it. Drop shot from Botic, but backhand has another bad error. Wow. 3-2. It is 3-2 for Jannik. Jannik, wild miss. Yeah, wild. I'm majoring in graphic design and minoring in media photography. I just need to get in with people who do it. All right, perfect. Yeah. Very, very cool. That a couple of bad misses from Jannik. I mean, that backhand, that was not a good drop shot. It really sat up for Jannik, and he just missed it into the top of the net. So Not a great shot from Jannik. By the way, guys, if you are joining into the stream, we're doing live play-by-play of the center of Zandschulp. Hey, what's up, Frank? Yo, what's up? What's up? Good to have you in here. Good to have you in here, Frank, as always. Who we got in here? We got Noah, we got Frank, Maxen, Ashley. Shout out all the mods and all the members as well, by the way. We got, who else we got? We got Noah, we got PRL in here. Appreciate everybody joining in. Let's look at the scores on the other courts as well, because I'm kind of curious. Rakimova beat Bektis. That was one of the first matches to finish, if not the first. I believe it's the first. What else we got going on here? We got Matteo Arnaldi beating Walton. We've got Munar versus Shevchenko. Munar up 2-0 on Shevchenko. Shevchenko ended the season great last year. I don't really know what's been going on with Shevchenko. Lost 6-3, 6-1 to Christopher O'Connell last week. He ended the season with a final last year. I don't really know what's going on with him. Right now losing 3-0 to Munar. Also, Kotov, Rinder, Kanesh are playing at the moment. It seems like Jannik is the only big name playing at the moment outside of course, a huge name in Leylah Fernandez and also a seed. And she is up a set in 5-2. David's on the call for that one, by the way. David's on the call for that one. Center out the line, 15 love. Serve from Jannik. Into the net, second serve from Jannik. What was that? Jannik just completely leaves the ball. He tosses the ball as if he's going to hit a serve and just like kind of leans into it. Doesn't hit it. Serve from Jannik. If you're not watching, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that was hilarious. Backhand swing and volley. That's not a good one either. Lob over Jannik. Surely very sunny right now. That must be the reason why. Lets that bounce. Opts out of an overhead. Backhand slice. The forehand of Jannik. Backhand Van Zandschulp. The backhand of Jannik. Backhand Van Zandschulp. The backhand of Jannik. Backhand Van Zandschulp down the line. Forehand of Jannik. Van Zandschulp forehand. Van Zandschulp's hitting well right now. Backhand slice Van Zandschulp. Backhand Van Zandschulp slide. That's in the net though. 30 love. 30 love. The ins and outs of and the effectiveness, the solidness of Sinner's just consistent pace generation and ground stroke hitting. It might be too much for Van Zandschulp, even though he can hit a pretty impressive forehand or backhand every now and again, despite his kind of weird form on the shots. But there we go. Okay, I can't watch that Munar take to my boy Shevchenko. Hey, what's up, Ghost? What's up, Ghost? What's up, Ghost? Sinner easy win, rip of the Zandschulp. Sounds like a weird movie title. Backhand, the forehand of Sinner, forehand. That misses the line. 40 love. 40 love, 40 love. I love Sinner's forehand. Me too. Me too. It's one of the things that made me a fan early on of Jannik's game. It just, there's something about the form on all of his shots. It just looks so effortless. It really looks so effortless. Serve down the tees. Definitely becoming a fan favorite. I love to see it. Forehand Sinner, that's in the net. 40-15. 40-15. Hey, what's up, Sean? I didn't know the Aussie Open was on. Yeah, Sean, it's starts a day earlier this year. It starts a day earlier this year. We're starting a day early. So, there you go. Glad to have you on, Sean. By the way, guys, I will be doing the Anisimova Samsonova right back on this channel after this one. It might be pretty soon after this one, to be honest. They might even overlap a little bit, in which case I'll stay on this one until it finishes, but I will have the Anisimova match as well. And there'll probably be time in between as well, so should be able to cover all of it, I hope. But the Walton Arnaldi match is the second to last match before Anisimova comes on, and it is speeding right now. Like Walton, who is it? Walton? Arnaldi is really kind of destroying Walton at the moment, dismantling him at the moment. He is far ahead. Anyway. Center holds. He's at 4-2, by the way. It's Sunday, right? Yeah. In Australia, it's Sunday. For me, it's Saturday. To have Australian Open starting on a Saturday just feels so weird to me. Because it's Saturday here. It's Sunday in Australia. Backhand down the line. Forehand of Van de Zandschulp. Wild forehand, love 15. Center is going to be looking to finish this off 6-2. He's looking to get the break here. Trust me. He doesn't want to finish this 6-4. He wants to get this done. He wants to get this done. This Aussie Open thing, is it about pickleball? What time is it? Yeah, it's a pickleball channel. QualityShot pickleball. That's next up. Recommend sports. Recommend sports. I'll commentate the center match. I'll also do another sport at the same time. Center off the line. Backhand center. Backhand of Van Zandschulp. Forehand center. The backhand slice of Van Zandschulp. Forehand center. The forehand of Van Zandschulp. Forehand center. The forehand of Van Zandschulp. Kind of pushing it back, to be honest. That's a bad drop shot from center. Center does not have the his backhand is looking decent. His forehand is not there for him. Whether it's the swinging volley, whether it's the drop shot, the slice, whether he's absolutely destroying it, whether he's behind the baseline or inside the baseline. I mean, I know he's up 4-2, but that forehand has not been working for him for the most part so far, to be honest. Jay, I love making fun of pickleball. Yeah, absolutely. Sure. We can do a little bit of that. Backhand. That misses. 30-15. It is 30-15. There's no such thing as a quality shot in pickleball. Djokovic going to cook the field, right? Yeah. He is a big favorite, yeah. It definitely, yeah. It seems like the other... I saw a certain publication say that he has like a 35% chance of winning, while Sinner has like 20%, and Dimitrov has like 10%, like Rune has like 5%, like Djokovic has like 60 to 70% chance of winning this tournament. Like Sinner and Alcaraz have both not made the semifinals here before. Djokovic is 10-0 after reaching the semifinal. He has a great draw. He has not lost the Australian Open since 2018. Like Djokovic is a massive favorite, and he dominated here last year. So we'll see at the other majors later on, but even in 2011, he absolutely dominated Djokovic, and then he won the Australian Open to start off. He didn't win another major for the rest of the year in 2012, but he won the Australian Open. Australian Open's his bread and butter, so he's a big favorite. But we watch because you never know. You really never know. People at Wimbledon, everybody said, oh, Djokovic is going to win. But we can at least watch the game. Well, Alcaraz won, so you never know for sure. Back in Van Zandschulp. In some ways, it would be good for tennis, absolutely, to have another guy win in this event. Because you want to feel like you're watching a Sinner Van de Zandschulp match in the first round, and you feel like, oh, maybe one of these guys will really win the tournament. That would be good. Djokovic is going to be on a tear. I feel the same thing. I agree. For better or worse, I agree. I'm used to Sunday as the first day when the tournament starts for AO Max. Yeah, I agree. Could be a good day for the Italians. Bronzetti playing well right now, too. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you have a few good Italian players. You have Trevisan. Ghost, you didn't mention me. You didn't hear me mention Trevisan. It's not something that just happened, Ghost. Nope. We have some good Italian players, absolutely. Sonego has been doing pretty well. Who's another Italian? Berrettini. Can we talk about Berrettini versus Tsitsipas? Like, that's crazy. Berrettini versus Tsitsipas. By the way, did my girl Layla, did Fernandez win? My girl Layla Fernandez, she get it? Did she get it? Fernandez in 2 sets. There you go. The Canadian getting it done. By the way, guys, if you are on stream, David just finished his stream of the Layla match. Make sure to drop a like there as well. And we will have 2 more streams after this stream as well for the rest of the day. So, big day here. I'm not going to lie, pickleball is a little fun. Well, I'll be honest with you. If I'm being completely honest, pickleball helped me get into tennis. I have a love-hate relationship with pickleball. If I'm being completely honest, I'll just be honest. Pickleball helped me get back into tennis. Playing tennis, like, I heard of pickleball when, like, 5 people were playing pickleball. Like, I randomly was looking into different racket sports, and I just randomly saw pickleball. The main pickleball channel had, like, 500 subscribers. Like, I'm literally not kidding. I was like, I really think this thing is going to pick up. And I really enjoyed it for a little bit. I really fell out of it quickly, though, especially because I started playing tennis a lot more. And tennis is just more kind of mentally, and physically challenging and rewarding than pickleball, to be honest. It's just a more challenging sport. So I just opted for tennis, but it's a little fun, especially it's very accessible. It's easier, so you can play with like your grandparents or your parents or whatever. Like it has that thing going for it, or just with a friend. It's definitely easier. Ghost. Okay, Ghost. What's up, Ashley? Yeah, it's Sunday in Melbourne. Yep, that's it. Forehand center, that's Shank. I mean, I don't know how many forehand unforced errors there have been, but there have been a few forehand unforced errors, absolutely. So center needs to get that forehand in whack. He needs to get better on that forehand. 15 all. What's up? Travis on his God's wave. Remind me, I'm very, very hetero. Okay. Backhand cross court, the backhand slice. It's behind center, and that goes wide. 30-15. 30-15. My dad's best friend was like a GM for the DC pickleball team, so that got me into it. That's cool to know it. It's pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I like the nature of pickleball where you're kind of bunting it, and it's very kind of small margins of when you're gonna like really attack after the ball. Like something about like the nature of can't really articulate it super well, but the fact that you're like bunting it and then you never know when the other player is going to start attacking or hit another crazy shot, and it's very meticulous, and there's something fun about that. So it has its positives. I appreciate that, David. Go watch Anthony covering center versus Botic. I appreciate it. Yeah, we got the Jannik match. It's 40-15. It's 40-15. Jannik should have already won the set. I'm not going to lie. Jannik's forehand has really been letting him down. Nothing major from either side of the court, to be honest, but Jannik had break points he didn't convert in a couple of games now, and it's just he should have already won the set. 38 minutes played already. That's a good serve from Sinner, though, 5-3. That's something that's really going for Jannik in this Australian Open. He is serving better than he has last year. He's serving way better this year than he was last year. Serving way better. Marcus, I can't stand pickleball. That's fair. I mean, listen, at this point now I hear pickleball and most of my things are like negative because they take away tennis courts. They do that's honest. But if I'm thinking to me back in 2020 when I like discovered pickleball and it helped me start playing tennis again, which is really a true story. I have some positives attributed with playing, but I respect both sides. I respect both sides, but I don't respect the side of pickleball taking tennis courts. Stop taking tennis courts. You can have your sport. Just stop interfering, you know? Back in center. The other thing I would say is that I hope that people understand that tennis is more challenging than pickleball, and that pickleball doesn't take anything away from tennis because they're completely different sports. Bunting, lol, dinking. Oh, okay, yeah. Dinking, there you go. I don't know the terminology. Prime Roth, I'd say. Roth looks a bit rough this year on his comeback tour. I don't know. I thought he looked good. To be honest, for his first 3 matches back. But yeah, I just hope he's healthy. Beating Djokovic on laver is like trying to beat Rafa at Roland Garros. Rafa at Roland Garros, I never have a comparison to Rafa at Roland Garros. Rafa at Roland Garros is his own singular thing. But yeah, Novak at Australian Open is definitely a ridiculous challenge as well. Forehand, the forehand of Botic back in center, the forehand volley, forehand of center. Ooh, that's just in the net. 15-30. Botic staying alive. Botic staying alive. Anthony's very diplomatic. Allow me to translate for tennis heads. I miss leg day at the gyms and so pickles good for squats. Hey guys, long time no see. Hey, what's up, David? Good to have you in the chat. Good to have you in here, David. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Serve from Botic to the backhand of center. Backhand Botic. The backhand of center. Forehand Botic. The forehand of center across court. The forehand of Botic. Forehand center. The forehand of Botic down the line. It's a good shot. Backhand center. Good athleticism. Get it deep. Backhand. Slice center. The backhand slice of Botic. That goes deep as well. Backhand Botic. Maybe the longest rally of the match so far. Backhand cross court. Backhand 360. Botic. Forehand swing volley. That one's better. Lob over Jannik. What a rally. Smash. Botic is there. Hits the tape. Goes over. Forehand. Inside in, backhand drop shot center. What a ridiculous rally. Forehand drop shot, backhand slice pass. Behind center, he still gets the hats in the net. Oh, wow. I mean, we didn't have a standout point so far in this match, so I would say by 10 multiples over, that was the best point in the match so far. I don't think that's a subjective statement. I think that's an objective statement. Not once in this match so far have I been like, whoa, that was a great point. That was an amazing point. Really good rally. It would have been better if it ended on a winner, but good rally. Pickleball has Radfin all over it. Yeah, I feel that. I kind of agree, to be honest. It doesn't have the staying power of tennis. Anything that partially relies on it not being as challenging often doesn't have a lot of legs to it. I would say that, if that makes any sense. I don't know what I just said, but I think that made sense. Can either Marcus, they're changing to tennis courts, pickleball courts all over my area. Yeah, that sucks. Layla won. Yeah, that's it, Ashley. Layla got the win. Layla swinging well, moving well, too. Layla Fernandez, 15 of her last 16, 17 matches, including Billie Jean King Cup. She's playing amazing. Love to see Layla finally fulfilling her potential. I've been saying it for a long time now, or at least since that U.S. Open final. She is a player who's going to be a lot better than a lot of people think she's going to be. 5-4 for Jannik. He's about to serve for it, but Botic holds. Center is not strong down low. He's getting better, but Alcaraz and Runa have more touch at net. In my opinion, I would say that's fair. I would say that's fair to say. Yeah, I actually think he has better hands, but definitely the volley skills need to be way improved. His volley positioning and just being comfortable at the net is part of it. His transition game can be a lot better. That's a big part of it. So there's levels to why he's not as good at the net. I don't think his hands at the net or his potential at the net is part of it. So I think he could be really good at the net eventually, but I would agree with you. Gonna get some sleep. Best of luck on your stream /stream. Hope Jannik and Amanda. Yeah, the ones I appreciate, David. Appreciate you joining in as well. Night, David. Yeah, and good luck on the Tiafa versus Chorch stream when you wake back up. Good luck on that one as well. I need to see Emma Raducanu make her comeback. Yeah, I'm in the middle on Emma Raducanu. I've always been in the middle, pretty much. I don't think she's gonna win 10 more U.S. Opens and be the greatest player ever, but I think she has major winning potential if she can just get everything together. She's so young. She had a lot of pressure thrown on her. She's got great physicality and athleticism. She's got a lot of upside. She hits absolutely massive. She's pretty fearless, which is what you need to be the first qualifier ever to win the U.S. Open at 18 years old. So she's got I still think she has potential. But I also just don't know. I don't know for sure she's going to win another major or anything like that. So I'm just kind of in the middle. I'm gauging her game. Great forehand from center, by the way, inside out. But anybody who wins 10 straight set matches at a single Grand Slam tournament at 18 years old, I mean, that's somebody to not count out completely, right? Forehand inside out. Some folks are putting Layla in the semis. What do you think, Anthony? Can she win it all this year? This is where my bias hurts because I will admit I'm a bit of a Fernandez fan since that U.S. Open final run. She's one of my favorites on the women's side. I'll take a look at the draw as well. I also want to look at Sinner's draw anyway. But can she win it all? No. I don't think she's winning this tournament, especially Australian courts play so quickly. I don't think it's going to be Layla's bread and butter. Can she win it? I don't think so, no. Can she reach the semis? I'll have to look at her draw, but maybe. I remember she has Coco in her third round. Potentially, she can. I would love to see it. She's on a great kind of winning ways. Coco Gauff is a tough draw, though, especially because Coco mentally solid as well, even if that does go 3 sets. 30-15. A lot of what Layla can do, Coco can do as well, and arguably, in some ways, better. I want Naomi to do well. I truly love her as a tennis player, but I very so much like Caroline, so it's difficult to choose from the two, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that they're so close to each other, too. Yeah, I love to see a lot of comeback players, though. Tamlandovich, Kerber, Osaka, Wozniacki. Love it. Love it. Badoza, back as well. I love Karo. Karo Wozniacki, her defensive kind of thing. Kerber and Wozniacki, two of my favorite women's players, so I love that they're back. Kick serve, the backhand of Van de Zandschulp. That goes out. Van de Zandschulp doesn't really have an attacking backhand. Sinner has one of the highest average speeds for a backhand on the men's tour. In fact, he might have the highest. Van de Zandschulp just really can't keep up on the backhand to backhand. Once Sinner gets his forehand together, which this set should have been 6-1 or 6-2 if his forehand was working at all, which it really wasn't. But anyways, he's at that point. The hard way around. Backhand Van de Zandschulp. That goes deep, but it's in. That goes into the net, though, from Van de Zandschulp. Sinner gets a set, 6-4. That was way harder than it should have been, but he still gets a set, 6-4. He got the early break. He didn't let it go, which is good. Very good on serve. He should have broken a couple more times than he did off the return. A couple more times than he did off the return, absolutely. Can Raducanu get another slam ghost? I don't know if I bet on it, but yes, she can. She can. I just don't know if I'd bet on it, but she might. She might win a couple more. Who knows? Anybody who can win a slam at 18 years old, let alone the circumstance that she did, is at least somebody to not count out. She's been putting a lot of work in recently, so we'll see. Yeah, I agree. It's the injuries that worries me. She's so young to have these wrist problems. That's true, Ghost. If she can get the health in order, then I think that's the biggest thing. Nice ace from Sinner, flat wide. True. True. Sinner hits very flat, and I'd love to see a Jannik Sinner Rafael Nadal match. Nadal can struggle against a guy like Jannik, some guy who hits big, who hits flat, especially on a hard court. Can you imagine Jannik versus Rafa? That'd be so good. Jannik's so aggressive. Have we seen this much? Like, his aggression reminds me so much of Roger, and how elegantly he moves on the court, how great of an athlete he is. It's how effortless it looks. I would love to see a Sinner versus Rafa. If Rafa's at his best, then watch out Jannik, but I think that could be an interesting one. I think it could be an interesting one. By the way, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Quality Shot Tennis if you are new. We are doing I am doing the Anisimova match after this as well. Don't forget to like the stream if you're enjoying it as well. Do not forget to like the stream if you're enjoying it as well. Coco's very defensive. More aggressive, though, towards the end of last year, to be fair. Maybe it's blasphemous for me to say as an American, but I prefer Emma style over Coco's. Coco has defensive skills, but she's pretty complete. She can play pretty aggressive. She just gets the forehand together. Her serve is very aggressive. She has a giant serve, so that's something. But, yeah, at times she can play more defensive. That's why I like her on clay. Netflix has me sympathizing with some of the people that start in there, but I mean, listen, given that role to Zverev with everything that Zverev is currently dealing with in court, it's just like, I don't know. I am fully on the side of everybody who's giving backlash to Netflix and putting Zverev up as an icon at the moment, because there's so many things unresolved right now in a court case from two different women, and it's just like, that seems a bit ridiculous to me. I mean, I don't know I don't think that's what you're talking about, but in terms of the Sasha Zverev thing, I definitely, like, that's something that I would say is that seems pretty wild to me, to do that. I want to see Sinner Shelton. Yeah, that would be fun. We saw a great match from Sinner and Shelton in Shanghai. Third set tiebreak. 30-15 for Botic. I did not know their stuff was Zverev outside tennis, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, there is some stuff there. Court cases from two different people. It's not good. Big allegations that are just terrible. Forehand, that goes out from Botic, 30-all. True Coco serve is awesome. Top 3 in the WTA. Maybe Rybakina's maybe a smidge better. Yeah, Rybakina might have the best serve on tour. Sabalenka is now that she's got over the yips, but Rybakina's, when she's serving well, it's just ridiculous. I think she served in one of her matches in Brisbane. I'll tell you a stat. Eyes on the match right now, though. 30-all. Center backhand. The backhand of Van de Zandschulp. Forehand of Jannik. The backhand of Van de Zandschulp. Forehand of Jannik. That's in the net. And 40-30. In one of Rybakina's matches, she went up She hit 79% of first serves in, and she won over 80% of first serve points. That is ridiculous. She hit so many aces, so many winners all over the court. Rybakina might have the highest peak in the women's game. It's ridiculous when she's playing her best. Forehand, that goes out from Van de Zandschulp. Center at deuce. Center is at deuce. Yeah, it goes, yeah. Carol Garcia has a nice serve. Yeah, she does. That Garcia-Osaka match. Garcia-Osaka, Pliskova versus Rybakina. Are you joking? These are two of the craziest first-round matchups I've ever seen in the women's events. Talk to me about Swiatek versus Sophia Kenin. Talk to me about Collins versus Angelique Kerber. Particularly the first three. Like, that is ridiculous. Anthony, why did Rybakina play Adelaide? That doesn't seem wise to me. No, I don't get it. I don't get it either, Ghost. I don't get it either. Like, she just won Brisbane in the most confident fashion. Why does she need to play another one? I didn't get it either, honestly. She can get 2,000 points in Australia. She doesn't need the 500 points from Adelaide. Serve from Van de Zandschulp. Kicked. The forehand of Sinner stepping into the court. Forehand. The backhand of Sinner. That goes in. That's good hitting from Van Zandschulp, though. Deuce. Keeping it deep. Keeping it deep in the court. Keeping it deep in the court. Hey, what's up, Alessandra? Good to have you in here as well. Kenin, I really want her to win. She got so little praise, and she won this dang tourney. Yeah. Kenin is what is the toughest possible opponent Swiatek could have gotten, in my opinion. And she got her. Sophia Kenin, listen, at this point in her career, she loses to players she has no right losing to. And she beats players she has no right beating. So she likes a big match. She doesn't hate an upset at the moment. Think of Sabalenka in Rome last year. We'll see what happens. I still got Iga pulling through, but that could be tough. Iga's playing so well, though. Kick serve to the forehand of Sinner. Forehand Van Zandschulp. The backhand of Sinner. It's a great slide there. Backhand Sinner. The backhand of Van de Zandschulp. Backhand Sinner. A little bit bigger. Cross court. Backhand Sinner. I'm feeling a big shot coming up at the end of this rally. Forehand Sinner. Cross court. Forehand Van Zandschulp. Forehand Sinner. The forehand of Van Zandschulp. Forehand Sinner. Nope. That goes out. Goes long. That's good hitting from Botic. Sinner has had so many breakpoint chances wasted. He's been in so many Botic games. I don't think he had a break point there, but he had chances to I think he did have one break point there. He had chances to break there. Botic seems to be slowing it down a bit. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely slowing up the pace. And it's the thing, Jannik isn't at his best. If Jannik was at his best, this would already be 2 sets to love. If Jannik was at his best, this would already be 2 sets to love. He would be hitting winners off a lot of these Botic shots. Nice ace from Botic right there. Yeah. Yeah. Center / anybody really. Centers are great fun to watch. Yeah, exactly. Center and Carlos. The thing about Carlos Alcaraz is he makes his opponent have to play so creative in order to beat him. Jannik Sinner, he just forces every other player to be at his best in every single point. To play aggressive, to play quick. And listen, the reason the Sinner Alcaraz rally is so good is that is the weakness of both of the players. They are big tests for each other. So what I said, Alcaraz brings out creativity out of his opponents. Sinner makes it so that Carlos has to play amazing every single point, play solid, play consistent, play into the court, play aggressive, take advantage, dictate. When you have fast tennis, it gets some great shot making. Sinner's weakness at the moment partially is his kind of creativity, his variety. Although he's adding to it. He has the skills for it. Backhand Sinner. Inside out, that goes out. The weakness of Carlos is being pushed back by a big hitter. And potentially playing solid every single point, every single game. They make each other have to be at their best. They push the best out of each other. My opinion's on it anyway. What are the temps like in Melbourne right now? Is it hella hot? It seems that way. It looks like the sun is out. I'll tell you what, though. They announced the temperatures early on. I believe like what they were supposed to be about 4 or 5 days ago. It wasn't that hot for what Australia could be. I think it was in the 70s. So it could be worse. It could be worse. Like the early 70s, I believe, when they was the weather prediction a little whiles ago. I could look it up. I'll look it up. Backhand center. The backhand of Van Zandschulp, forehand center. The backhand of Van Zandschulp, backhand center. The backhand of Van Zandschulp, backhand slice of Jannik, backhand Van Zandschulp. Backhand of Jannik, backhand Van Zandschulp. The forehand of Jannik down the line. Forehand Jannik now inside in to the forehand Van Zandschulp back to the do side. Forehand, that's a bit bigger. Backhand center, trying to get the confidence, hitting big. Forehand center, cross court, that's just a little bit too good. Not as big as forehand, but it was good enough. 15-30, or sorry, 30-15. I believe 30-15 now. 15 all. 15 all. He's down left 15. 15 all. Yeah, early 70s right now in Melbourne. 71 degrees at the moment. The high temperature today is 72 though. So perfect weather in Melbourne at the moment. Perfect weather. All right. 15 all. Center serving at 0-1. Serve down the tee, back and cross court. The backhand of Van Zandschulp, forehand center, inside in to the forehand of Van Zandschulp. Forehand center, cross court to the forehand of Van Zandschulp. Forehand down line. Backhand slice of Van Zandschulp. Backhand slice, center. The forehand drop shot, backhand center down the line. Does put away. Shove, lob of Van Zandschulp. That's too good. Great shot from Van Zandschulp. 15-30. Van Zandschulp with a slight chance here. Interesting. I did mention that Van Zandschulp is a guy who's consistently in the top 50. In fact, this week is the first time that he's dropped out of the top 50, I believe, in like a couple of years' time. Like, he's a top 50 player. This guy that's been seeded at majors, so. I can't believe people are still picking Iga to win this tournament without draw at Roland Garros. I understand, Matt. No, I mean, I don't know. I kind of get it. Because if you think Iga's going to win this tournament, I don't think it depends on the draw. You know what I mean by that? Because if Iga wins this tournament, she would have to beat Rybakina or Sabalenka, who plays so hot in Australia anyway. So it's like, I think for me personally, I think if you pick Iga, you're picking Iga. It doesn't matter much with the draw. But she has the worst possible draw she could have gotten. Like, it is comical. It is comical. I kind of feel for Iga fans a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It is comical. If you wrote out a draw to piss off Iga fans, I think you got it. I think you got it. To scare Iga fans, I think you got it. Center serving at 30 all, 0-1. Still half a chance for Van Zandschulp to make this a little bit interesting. Backhand slice, keeps it low. Forehand slice, center in no man's land, but it's a slice from Van Zandschulp. Forehand, side out to the backhand, down the middle. Forehand hits the tape, goes over. Forehand buggy whip. Cross court, forehand down the line. Backhand slide. It's a great shot from Jannik. That goes in for Van Zandschulp. Great hitting at the moment. Backhand, cross court, the backhand of Van Zandschulp. That hits the tape and goes back in his side. It's 40-30 for center. Best hitting of the match so far from both. Best hitting of the match so far from both guys, which is really good. Iga got screwed, no doubt. Yeah. 67 degrees, Matt. Okay, I saw 71, but it could be right. If Iga wins the AO going through all those killers, I will heap tons of praise on her. It's crazy that path to the final. Yeah, you couldn't have written it much worse for Iga. 40-30 here. Serve center, kick serve, backhand center. The backhand of Van Zandschulp, forehand center. The forehand of Van Zandschulp, that goes out. That was a chance for Botic at 15-30 and a long rally at 30 all, but center survives. He gets to 1-1. I would love to see Jannik show what he was doing towards the end of last year, especially post US Open, especially post Well, especially post-Australian Open last year, especially post-Canada/Wimbledon, and especially post the U.S. Open, where he was just bringing such a top tier of play, where he won Beijing, Vienna against Medvedev, Alcaraz, against Rublev, where he was bringing such a top tier of play. I would love to see Sinner really pick up the level and really try to make speed things up here a little bit. I would love to see that from Jannik. He doesn't want to let Botic feel like he has a shot here. Wants to keep up the damage. Botic at the line. Serve from Botic, the forehand of Sinner, forehand drop shot. Botic, forehand, Sinner, that's in the net. I feel like Sinner's movement running up and down the court really hasn't been that good so far. And sometimes that isn't the best for him. His movement coming into the net, his movement coming up and down the court, I personally feel sometimes it isn't as good as his lateral movement, moving side to side. Sometimes it can be okay, but that's part of why his transition game just isn't so good. He's still, and right so far the up and down movement hasn't really been there for him. When he's retrieved a drop shot, hasn't really hit a great winner off a drop shot or anything like that so far. And Botic hasn't been hitting amazing drop shots. He's been hitting a lot of them, though. 15 all, by the way. Sinner makes easy matches hard in majors sometimes, Sean. Absolutely. Honestly, period, in general. That's something that got me excited last year, is that he really was doing much less of that in general towards the end of last year. But I would say in general, that's a Jannik trait. That's a Jannik trait. I think we'll keep seeing that, for better or worse. That's a terrible back in return from Jannik. He hasn't quite found the range yet. I think he'll be a little bit frustrated that we're only at 1-1 in the second set so far. What's that quote, though? When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I think it's a Jannik trait in general, to make matches harder than they need to be. I think that's a Jannik trait. Serve from Botic. The backhand of Jannik, forehand of Botic. That goes out, 30 all. Let's see if Jannik can step it up here. He's just got to keep it solid. Just got to keep it solid. Play his game. It's not really at his best at the moment. Georgia's humid, though, right? Well, Matt's up in Tennessee, I believe. But Georgia, yeah, Georgia's hot. Georgia's hot and humid. Wow, that's in her backhand. Was a Tsitsipas forehand. It was so bad. It was a Tsitsipas backhand. It was so bad. Tsitsipas has a good forehand. His backhand is a travesty and a half. I'm sorry, but his backhand is really, I feel like part of the discourse around one-handed backhands is related to Steph. Not to go at the guy. I think the guy is a great player. I love the entertainment value that he brings. Like, I'm not trying to go at Steph, but his backhand is the difficulty, not the forehand. That's where he shanks a lot of shots, is the backhand. Cross court squash shot. That goes just long. Botic holds again, 2-1. What do we say about Sinner making matches harder than they should be? Hey, what's up, Joe? What's up, Joe Gann? Good to have you in here. Oh, typo. Okay, got you. Yeah. The Tsitsipas backhand is tough. I like Sunny and 74, 75 with just a spoonful of humidity. Yeah, I probably because I live in Georgia and it's so hot all year, but I like it being like 50 to 60 with probably sunny. That's pretty good for me. It's just too hot all year here. So Cal baby, yeah, good holds. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Good hold again as well. Summers are different in South. Yeah, it's so hot. So hot. How's Sinner serve looking today? The serve is good. So it's so ironic. This time last year at the Australian Open, the serve was kind of the problem for Sinner. So far in the match, Sinner's serving great. Just can't hit a forehand and can't hit in a lot of errors and making things difficult for himself from back the court. The serve is good. The return and the forehands and backhands aren't as good. When Sam and Gasquet retire, who's left? Team Tsitsi and who? Oh, good question. One-hander backhands. Yeah, Team Tsitsipas. You have Grigor. Grigor is still around. Dimitrov. Other one-handed backhands, you have Lorenzo Musetti, who's a talented player. He's still super young. I still think he can be a problem. You have a guy like, I could just name other one-handed players. You have Christopher O'Connell, who has a really good one-handed backhand, actually, but he's just not quite at that tier of play. It's hard to think of them. There aren't that many nowadays. There are not that many nowadays. That goes out from center. Forehand he usually makes. Joe Gann, yes, I'm in Alabama and it's cold for a change. Good. It's so hot in the South. It's crazy, Joe. It was colder today, which I'm excited about too. It was like late 30s, or really early. I believe it was like mid early 30s, but then it got to like early to mid 40s, which was really good earlier today in Fahrenheit. I'm talking. So that's very good. Forehand Botic, the forehand of Sinner, forehand Botic. Big contrast of how these guys hit their forehands and backhands. Jannik's backhand and forehand is just so, he hits the ball so in front of him, just constant pace generation moving into the court. Botic is the opposite. He's just not hitting with a lot of pace. He's really giving the pace off the ball, hitting a lot of off-pace shots, which I think is really messing with Jannik, to be honest. That could be part of the problem. Just the weird game, the weird off-pace game that Botic has. But Jannik, basically what I'm saying, Jannik hits the ball super big. Botic does not at all. And Botic has a huge backswing on his shots. Jannik, he does have a backswing, but it looks more effortless than Botic. Looks like Botic's putting a lot of effort in every shot, for better or worse. But 15-30, by the way, another Jannik error. Another Jannik error. By the way, guys, I appreciate you guys joining in for the Quality Shot Tennis Australian Open coverage. We will be having more Tennis 360 podcasts on this channel. We'll be doing talking about the Australian Open. If you haven't checked that out, we already did a preview for the Australian Open on that podcast on this channel. And then also we will be doing live streams from first round all the way to the final. So don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell for all things Quality Shot Tennis. Serve down the tee. Forehand center. The backhand of Botic. That goes out. 30 all. 30 all. Be right back. All right, no problem. No problem, no problem. Bublik Musetti was hilarious. Yeah. Was that the one where Bublik was eating chips from just some random guy in the crowd? Center at the line to serve. Serve, Jannik. Out wide, that goes in the net. Second serve here, Jannik, the forehand of Botic, forehand Jannik to the forehand of Botic, cross court, forehand Jannik, forehand of Botic. That goes out from Botic, off the forehand wing, and it's 40-30 for Jannik. How long has this match been so far? Pretty lengthy so far. Hour and 10 minutes. Hour and 10 minutes for 12 completed games. That's a lot. 12 completed games in an hour and 10 minutes. That means that an average game takes about what would that be? I actually don't really feel like counting it, but about 9 minutes per game on average. I mean, that includes the change, the time between sets as well, but been lengthy so far. Much lengthier than it should have been to this point. Either way, it's center at game point. Serve. Out wide, forehand center. The forehand of Botic, that's in the net. 2-2. I mean, neither guy is playing amazing, to be honest. We'll see if Jannik can pick it up. We'll see if either guy can pick it up. Center got 4 aces. I would like to see just a bit more consistency on the first serve. He's at 60%. First serve percentage is still the problem for Jannik. He should be able to pick that up. Grigor, yes. Grigor is a big one. He's not going anywhere. He said that. It's been around a long time. He's not going anywhere. 52nd consecutive main draw appearance. That is the most of any active men's player. Manarino is trailing him with 44. He's playing his 44th consecutive Grand Slam appearance. But Dimitrov at 52 consecutive is insane. And he's only 32 years old. He can play in a lot more consecutive majors, you would think. So, was he 32, 33, Dimitrov? One of those. Still pretty young. He's got time. I mean, he's not young per se. He's not Sinner Alcaraz young, but he's got time. Federer was world number 1 when he was 36. Djokovic is world number 1 now, and he's 36. So, backhand center. The backhand of Botic, that's in the net. All right, let's see if Jannik can break away here. Love 15. Let's see if Jannik can break away from the Botic train. All right, no problem, Matt. No problem, Matt. Yeah, keep updating the Twitter. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram if you haven't as well. Serve here from Botic, forehand, cross court. That catches the line, 15 all. Catch the line, 15 all. It's a good serve from Botic, 30-15. 30-15. That JJ Wolf Bias match could be good. Yeah, that's something I'll do. I want to look at all of the other matches, by the way. I'm so excited for the Miss Anisimova match. I'm excited for this Australian Open. So many good matches. Excited to do streams as well. Should be fun. Should be fun. Forehand center. Another shank off that forehand. That is just too many from center, 40-15. But yeah, JJ is a talent. I caught, not just because I got a chance, like Ghost, you know, I got to meet JJ in Atlanta. It's nothing to do with that. Like, I've been a fan of JJ and somebody who's high on JJ for a while, and I think that JJ is a guy who should be higher in the rankings. Like, that's a guy who's so talented and a guy who works hard. Like, I think JJ should be higher up in the rankings. I hope he can figure out a way to climb up. Maybe he needs to change a little bit, something in his game, but I hope he figures something out. Forehand, pass, back and volley. That's in the net. 3-2. 3-2. Nothing massive from Jannik. I don't want to overstate. It's not like Jannik is playing the worst match of his life. I mean, he's up a set, but this has not been very pretty. Hey, Joe. Yeah, thank you guys for joining in. Alabama is a great town, by the way. I love the redneck Riviera. Nice. JJ Wolf was a monster in college. He's crazy talented. Agreed, Anthony. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I believe I got a chance to watch him in college in the NCAAs. I got to watch quite a few players. I got to see Cameron Norrie play in NCAA. I got to see Christopher Eubanks play in NCAA, Steve Johnson back in the day. I got to see Isner when I was like 6 or 7 playing the NCAAs in college at UGA. So I've gotten to see a few players. So pretty fun. I like college tennis. A lot of people were put in center at second favorite. Yeah, I have Jannik as the second favorite, to be completely honest. Medvedev and Alcaraz are like only percentage points away from him, though. You could basically say, for my opinion, Medvedev and Sinner Alcaraz are tied for number 2, but they're about 1/4 of a chance that Djokovic has, to be completely honest. Like, I would say Djokovic has like a 60% chance, and I would say Sinner, Carlos, and Novak have, I'm trying to figure out the right way to divide this, but they have like a 12% chance each. And then I'd give like maybe a 1% chance to Dimitrov, a 1% chance to Rune, and like decimal points for everybody else. Like, that would be how I'd divide it. Djokovic is way ahead. Sinner, Alcaraz, and Medvedev are very close to each other. Great get from Sinner there. Forehand, that's massive from Botic van Zandschulp. Isner was damn near a god in college. Yeah. Yes, he was. Yeah. Quickly moved it over to the pros as well. He won a title in 2007 right out of college. He got to the U.S. Open quarterfinals, I'd like to say. Lost to Federer, I think. So, yeah, he was a monster right away. You want to talk about a monster of college tennis, though. Steve Johnson winning 76 consecutive college matches might be technically one of the craziest achievements ever in tennis. The way and how good people play at how well the best college players play. Anyway, college tennis is fun. $15 all, 2-3. Jannik serve. First serve in the net. You're right though, Ghost. Center should be making more first serves. Serve from Jannik. Backhand of Van de Zandschulp, forehand Jannik. That's in the net. 15-30. I mean, Sinner is way off his form at the moment. Way off his form. Give us a Sinner appropriate song. I have the Tiger for Sinner. I'll try to think of more songs. Nice. Nice. Appreciate everybody on the stream. I have the Tiger. Good choice. It is. It is a good choice. Georgia has a legendary tennis program. Yes. University of Georgia is one of the GOATs in the college tennis and NCAAs for sure. All right, Jannik in a little bit of trouble. Forehand, Van Zandschulp. The forehand is Sinner. Forehand, Van Zandschulp. To the forehand is Sinner. Again, that kind of buggy whip forehand shot. The backhand now. Botic, forehand is Sinner. The backhand of Van Zandschulp. Forehand Sinner's got to be confident. Step in here. Forehand Sinner. Down the line. Backhand slice. Botic defending. Forehand inside out. Botic's going to get it. Backhand slice. He does. Forehand cross court. Botic gets it again with a great slide. That's a lob. Smash Sinner should be put away, and he does. I have the Tiger. Sinner puts it away. 30 all. I have the Tiger. It's 30 all. Here's one for Sinner. Jimi Hendrix, Foxy Lady. I like that. Did you see any good movies lately, Anthony? Ooh, that's a good question. I saw the Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1. It looks stunning. I like the emotional moments of the movie, and I like the fact that they put in some depth to a Godzilla movie, because when you're able to kind of like connect with characters, even if it's super fantastical and out there, like it actually helps you like immerse yourself in the movie more, which is always good. That said, I didn't absolutely love it, but not a whole lot wrong with it. I thought it was pretty good. Definitely wasn't my favorite movie of the year, though. I saw a couple other ones. Backhand, the forehand of Sinner. Forehand of Botic, the forehand of Sinner. Forehand Botic, the forehand of Sinner. Backhand Van Zandschulp, the backhand slice of Sinner. Backhand Van Zandschulp, the backhand of Sinner down the line. Forehand Van Zandschulp, cross court, great hitting in this rally. Forehand Van Zandschulp down the line, wow. And that goes long, I think, just long. 40-30. 40-30. Yeah, Sean, that's one. Also, the creator is quite good as well. Those are a couple I've seen. I know there's a lot of good ones. Killers of the Flower Moon was really good. I haven't seen Ballad of Songbirds or Wonka or any of these kind of ones that are in theaters at the moment. I want to see Boy and the Heron. That's a Ghibli movie. I really like animation projects that have a bit of a deeper element to them. So I want to see Boy and the Heron. I love Studio Ghibli. So anyway, 40-34 Sinner here, 2-3. Movies is definitely one of my passions, though, along with tennis. Love talking about that, too. Backhand. That goes out. 3-3. 3-3 here. Break chance. Not quite there. 3-3. What are the other scores at the moment? I want to look at the other scores going on. We have Korpatch Barrage. Alicia Parks is on. She's down to Sniger. Fruvertova Bogdan, not quite on yet. By Ivan Nisyan. Krejcikova is on. Krejcikova is a big name. Love that. She probably stepped up after Fernandez, I would assume. Munar, 3 sets of love over Shevchenko on a hard court is crazy. Matteo Arnaldi up 2 sets to love over Walton. Munar with the first win, I believe, on the men's side so far. 3 sets to love over Shevchenko is crazy. Anyway. 3-3. Center making this much more difficult than he needs to be honest. Serve, the forehand of center, forehand, I was about to say Shevchenko, Van Zandschulp, forehand Van Zandschulp, cross court, forehand of center, forehand Van Zandschulp, backhand of center, that's in the net. 15 love. Jannik is not in form at the moment. I want to look at some of the stats so far. I hope it has winners to errors. It should for a big tournament like Australian Open, I would assume. Yeah. Wow, there you go. 12 winners, 20 unforced errors for center. 10 winners, 22 unforced errors. Far from a high-level match, to be completely honest. Botic winning 71% of first serve points, but a lot of that has to do with Jannik. 50% of second serve points won too, which is honestly not also to do with Jannik. That should be lower. Jannik has the greatest win rate on second serve return points on the entire tour, even more than Djokovic, more than Alcaraz. Forehand down the line. That goes out. 15 all. Not a high-level match so far. 4 aces for both guys. Winners to unforced errors, I always say, if I have to pick one stat, that is the best show of if it's a high-level match, if you're going by statistics alone. Obviously, an eye test is probably the best tell if a match is really high-level or not. But if you're going by stats, winners to unforced errors is a big one. Just kind of in terms of basic stats, winners to unforced errors. Also, pressure points won, big points won. How well they're mixing up across the court is also a big one. But also, I would say the two biggest ones are winners to unforced errors ratio and also first serve percentage are very big stats. Backhand into the backhand of Van Zandschulp, backhand center, the forehand of Van Zandschulp, that's on top of the net. 15-30. Can center finally break Botic again? He broke Botic once. I believe in Botic's very first service game. It was in Botic's very first service game. He's had chances in nearly every single service game since then, but he hasn't been able to break again. Agreed on that point, and maybe net points won. I like net play Sean. Yeah. I don't know if that's the most important stat, but for me, I want them to be doing well at the net. Absolutely. Mixing it up well. Forehand slice, backhand slice of side. Why do you slice that? I don't know. I don't understand why he didn't hit over that. Forehand inside out, the backhand. Van Zandschulp at forehand. I mean, come on. What is Jannik doing? Jannik, what are you doing? It's 3-3 to y'all. Oh my God. And that's the thing. It's not like Botic is playing amazing either. It's just Jannik is hitting a lot of errors. Anyway. Serve down the tee, backhand, that goes out. 40-30. Van Zandschulp trying to get to 4-3. By the way, guys, don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy it. It helps the channel a lot. It helps the streams get passed around so we can have the biggest streams. Always love a big stream. It'd be cool if we could get to 25 likes by the end of the stream. By the way, Sean, let me know if you've seen any good movies recently as well. We could talk during the changeover. Seen any good ones? 4-3. Botic at 4-3. 6-4, 4-3. Like I said earlier in the stream, I will be doing the Anisimova. Amanda Anisimova is back. We'll see which Amanda Anisimova shows up. You know what I mean? Is it going to be the peak Amanda Anisimova? Or is it going to be the Amanda Anisimova that has been showing up the most, which is the inconsistent one? But we'll see. It's a good Southern boy. Anthony went to see the Iron Claw 46 times. I like Jeremy Allen White. I've been watching a lot of TV series more than I've been watching movies. The Bear is good, but everybody says that, so. I've been watching a lot of the TV series that everybody has been saying is really good nowadays, like Succession, The Bear, etc. I haven't been watching that many unheard of TV shows, but both of those are good. Mambo Italiano. Oh no, I know that one. It's a good song. Vanya San is good Russian talent. Is a young Russian talent. She's good. I haven't seen her play, but I'd like to see her play. I mean, you have Korneva, you have Mira Andreeva coming up. You have some good young players there, which is cool. Do you have unforced errors? Yeah, we got the unforced error stat here too. Absolutely. Krajic's down a set on Margaret Court, Matt. Is that right? Who's she even playing? Who's Krajicva playing? I was just looking at that. I already forgot. She's playing against Hantama. Hantama can be tough though. Isn't Hantama the player that went up that really tested out Swiatek in Beijing a couple of months ago? Or am I mixing it up? I think it was in Beijing. Was that Hantama? It was a Japanese player. I believe it was Hantama. Hantama was like up a break against Swiatek in both sets. I think it was her. So if it is, then she played amazing. It was in Tokyo. Yeah. Hantama can play really well. Oh my God. I forgot it was her. I didn't realize it was her. Forehand center, backhand slice of Van Zandschulp, forehand drop shot into the net. That forehand is just not working for Jannik. Hope Amanda will be in her best form playing with Samsonova. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. I really like Poor Things. That is the next movie I'm going to watch in theaters. I absolutely want to see Poor Things. Ghost. With Emma Stone, beautiful art. I like Emma Stone, and I like movies that are ambitious, have cool cinematography. I want to see that. Come on, Jannik. Yeah. We'll see what Jannik can do. Jesus, Munar crushed Shevchenko. I know. I'm a little surprised by that. I chose Shevchenko to get through that. I thought it could be close, but it wasn't even close. Munar just decided to just pick it up on hard courts. All right, 15-all. That's a better forehand swing volley from Sinner. See if Sinner can get out of this game, the late stages of the second set. Jannik can't be making things so difficult for himself in the first rounds of a major. The excuse for him is this is his first match that he's played all year, but still, he should be playing at a higher level than this at the moment, seeing how well he finished off the last season. But either way, it's 30-15. $30-15. $40-15 for Sinner. Jesus, Jannik, his drop shot still very, very bad. Yeah. Needs to improve that in a lot of ways. Like I said earlier, Sinner Alcaraz, that it's good. It's good for Sinner to have Alcaraz. He's forced to play shots like drop shots, like slices. Forced to get that variety into his game, which he just doesn't have a whole lot of sometimes, or he's not playing. It's not working to its utmost extreme all the time. Serve from Jannik. Which actress do you prefer, Emma Stone or Jennifer Lawrence? They're both good. As an actress, I like Emma Stone more probably. 4-4. Morazan has a good drop shot. Djokovic too. Carlos, of course. Yeah. Ghost, do you remember Jerzy Janowicz? Am I crazy to say that Morazan reminds me of Jerzy Janowicz? Like, not only is Morazan like super random, like Morazan is so random. Like, he just out of nowhere, nobody's even heard of this kid, plays his first tennis tournament, first ATP tournament, and just beats Alcaraz in straight sets. Like, yeah, whatever. Guy's just hitting drop shots and playing insane. Hitting drop shots or hitting absolutely massive forehands. And he reminds me of Jerzy Janowicz, who is also so random. Just reached a Paris final out of nowhere. Janowicz, I thought was going to be so good. I don't know what happened to him. I remember Janowicz, he had a massive serve. Yeah, 6'8", one of the biggest serves, but one of the best drop shots on tour as well. The form that Morazan has on his drop shot reminds me a lot of Janowicz. He reminds me of Janowicz. He definitely reminds me of Alcaraz with a drop shot as well. Backhand slice, backhand Sinner hesitantly, but he does come into net. Smash Sinner, that's a terrible smash. Backhand, I mean, oh my God. Okay, well, like I said earlier, it's not the highest level at the moment, but it is what it is. 15-all. We'll see if Sinner can put this away at the late stages. I mean, Botic should have made that last backhand in as well. He had tons of time to return that smash. It was not a good smash. 15 all. Serve Van Zandschulp. Out wide, forehand Van Zandschulp. The backhand to center. That's a great shot. Oh, what a half volley. Center there. What a get. Ooh, backhand volley is better from Botic. 30-15. One of the best points of the match so far. Love to see that. Love to see that. That was a great pass initially from center and a better volley from Botic. Not sure how center got the depth off that from that shot. I wasn't even sure he was going to get to it. Great athleticism slide into it. Then another great get at the end there. But it was the volley from Botic, which was the most impressive shot of the rally and ultimately really won him the rally. Serve out wide, forehand center, top the net. Wow. Botic about to get to 5-4 here. Botic about to get to 5-4. Jannik reached the semis in 2013 at Wimbledon. Yeah, year that Murray won Wimbledon. Yeah, I was on his way. On his way to the Wimby title. Serve from Botic. Ace down the line. Ace down the tee. Botic is 4 points away from winning the set. Sinner looks pretty frustrated at his coaching box. Sinner looks pretty frustrated at his coaching box. Emma Stone, she really impressed me in this last film. She basically had to play a bunch of roles. Let's make her grow into adulthood. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Ghost, I agree for Anisimova. She's been through a lot. Her dad was her coach and passed away a few years ago. Yeah. Hopefully Anisimova can be, I don't know. Hopefully she can look happier on the court, be happier in her life is the main thing. And hopefully she can do well because I do like Anisimova. At one point, she was my favorite player on the women's side. So a couple of years ago. But yeah, Jannik was a great player. I remember watching Jannik in Paris. I watched Jersey Jannik in Paris in 2012. I remember him early rounds in that tournament, and I said to myself, this guy might end up being one of the greatest players of all time. If you want a prime example of just waiting and finding out, you can never tell with young talent because they might look really good early on. Shapovalov. You have to wait and see if they're going to get that consistency because Jersey kind of just fell off the face of the planet. I don't even know where he is, but I was like, this guy has one of the best serves on tour. This guy has a great forehand. He's super quick. He has a great drop shot. I was like, this guy's like an alien from another planet. He doesn't play like anybody. I met Jersey Jannik. Now he's a Twitch streamer. He's a Twitch streamer. I follow him on Twitch. I don't even use Twitch, but I have notifications enabled on that I always forget to turn off. So every now and again, I'm like, Jersey Jannik just went live. I never watch him, but I always forget to turn the notifications off. He's a Twitch streamer now. I thought he was going to be one of the best players ever. Just how amazing he was playing. One of the flashiest players of the last 10 years, but got to a major semifinal. Didn't do much more than that. Masters final. Botic, by the way, is 3 points away from taking this set. It's love 15 for center at the line. See what Botic can do here. Van Zandschulp trying to take a set. Still missing too many first serves, Jannik. Serve misses wide. Kick serve. The backhand of Botic. Backhand of center. The backhand slice of Botic. Forehand center. The forehand of Botic. Forehand of center. Forehand of Botic. That just misses. That just misses. 15 all. 15 all. See what center can do to hold a serve here. Center not executing? No. No, he's not, especially from the back of the court. Or just in general, he's just not executing. So he needs to get better in pretty much every department, to be honest. Thank you for the recommendation. Nice, nice, nice. Anthony, what do you think of Lehechka's win? Is he poised to enter the discussion with the other young talents? I'll answer that question after this game because this is a big game for Sitter. See if he can hold. But that's a great question about Yuri Lehechka. 3:15 here for center at the line. Serve down the tee, backhand center, down the line to forehand of Botic, way behind the baseline. Forehand center, the backhand of Botic, the forehand of center. Forehand Botic, that's in the net. You could make an argument that although center really, there's no argument to be made, center is not in his best form. You can make an argument that Botic's kind of weird off-pace shots have kind of contributed to Jannik kind of making some errors and kind of just not really getting the pace off his shots. So you could make that argument as well. It's definitely not simple. And a little bit of praise to Botic, because it's not easy in any match to go up 5-4 on Jannik in a set. That's another forehand error from Jannik, though, 40-30. It's definitely poor play, though, so far from Jannik. Definitely poor play so far from Jannik. Hey, I appreciate the 5, Robert. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the 5. Appreciate you just joining into the stream. Appreciate you joining into the stream. Hey, what's up? Good to have you on here. I appreciate the dono, like always. I just appreciate you being in here. Appreciate you being in here. Yeah, we got the Australian Open coverage. Appreciate everybody joining in for the Australian Open QualityShot tennis. I'll be doing the Anisimova stream later on as well. It might actually overlap with this match, the way this match is going so far, and the way that the match that's on the court Anisimova is going to play has been going very fast so far, which this match has not been going as fast. So might be an overlap. If there is, then I think what I'll do is just finish this matchup and then start with the Anisimova stream mid-match. So hopefully that I can watch as much as that one as possible, but I will be having that match later on. All right, we are at 5-5. Thank you guys so much for the 2. All donations at any time are very much appreciated. All the donations do go directly to myself. I just appreciate everybody watching, but I appreciate the donations as well. Thank you, Ghost, and thank you, Robert, a lot. Appreciate you always in here. Oh, Ghost, I appreciate it. Breaker Center, let's go. Quit messing about. Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be right here as a forehand, the net too, Ghost. But I've been feeling it almost every game. Center being tested a little bit by Botic and being tested by himself. Center is being tested by himself, a worthy opponent. Jannik Sinner has found a worthy opponent. The way he was playing all of the second half of last year. That is Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner has found a worthy opponent in himself. 15-all. Not to take credit away from Botic, but it's not been pretty. Looks close. Brief synopsis. Please, Anthony. Yeah, no problem. So, basically, Jannik is way off his game. I don't know what it is. The forehand is just not there. The serve is probably the best. The serve is probably the best thing that Jannik's been doing, but even that hasn't been very good. His return hasn't been there at all, and that's key for Jannik's game. His return, he's hitting so many errors off forehand. I don't know whether it's the off-pace shots of Botic, but whatever it is, Jannik just can't find the range and the rhythm. And it's really been just that. Botic hasn't played great either. Jannik broke early to go up 2-0 in the first set. And then he had chances in pretty much every single Botic return game after that. He had so many breakpoint chances. And he hasn't been able to break Botic since then. Even with a million chances, the return just hasn't been there. The return of serve. The return of serve or the forehand. Sinner has missed a few drop shots volleys too. Absolutely. Running up to drop shots, there was one point where he had an easy backhand winner. He just completely just floated a backhand. I mean, it's been weird from Sinner so far. I'm not going to lie. 15-40, Sinner with 2 more break points. Speaking of break points, how many break point chances has Jannik had? How many break points has Jannik had? Let's see here. Jannik with, let's see, is this match summary? I don't think it's match summary. Jannik, 1 out of 6 break points converted, but he's been in a lot more Botic service games than that as well. 1 saved, 1 for 7. Jannik is now 1 for 7. 1 for 7. 4th seed, young Italian, Jannik Sinner, taking on the 59th in the world, Botic van de Zandschulp. By the way, Ghost, that is a great question with Lahechka. I'll answer that after this game. I don't have a great answer, to be honest. A couple of thoughts. Forehand center, cross court, break point, looking to break here. Forehand center, the backhand of Botic. Forehand center, backhand of Botic. Center trying to break this open. Drop shot, or not really a drop shot, more of a slice. That's in the net. Finally, Jannik breaks through. 6-5 for Jannik now ahead. 56-minute long second set. Wow. Center is about to serve for this. Let's see if he can finish this off at least in the second set. Let's see if Center can finish this off. Actually, it's very cool in Dallas, but no snow on ice. Nice. Curious also to see how Feast does in Melbourne. Arthur Feast is a guy who I put stock in early. I put stock in Arthur Feast. This guy is a great shot maker. He's a great talent. I put stock in Arthur Feast early. There you go. Center now close it. Absolutely. Center's got to close this. Arthur Feast, I'm very high on. Yuri Lahechka, here's the thing. His mental game has been as encouraging as it has been worrisome. But he just played his first really full season on the tour, so that can get better for sure. But his mental game so far, I can only judge from what I've seen so far, has been as encouraging as it has been worrying. Because the inconsistency of match in, match out, he's let a few leads go, but he's fearless. He's passionate. He has that kind of edge about him. But the mental game for me is a big thing in a young player. It's been as encouraging as it is worrisome. To be a great tennis player, you don't need to have the best backhand on tour. You don't need to have the best forehand on tour. Preferably, you'd want to have one of those two things. You don't need to have the best serve on tour, but you would like to have a good one. But what you do need to have if you want to be a great tennis player, top 10, top 5 tennis player, mental game. So that's a big thing for me with a young player. Yuri Lahechka, his forehand is way better than his backhand. We'll see how he keeps improving. To me, I don't know if I'd put him up there with those young guys yet. He hasn't shown me the results to prove that yet, and part of the results is the mental game and the consistency. So we'll see how he keeps improving the backhand, the mental game, all of that. So far, he's not quite up there to me with some of the other young guys like Runa Sinner Alcaraz, but you never know who gets up there. I think Sinner's racket got cramped. Oh my God. The roasts of Jannik Sinner. We have entered the roast of Jannik Sinner. I'm not here for this. I will not be the leader of this. No, this has not been the best match from Jannik. We'll see if he can pick it up. I hope he can do so at the majors because he has so much potential at the majors. He doesn't. It's good for him that he looks like he's going to at least try to close this in 3 sets. It would have been worse if Botic was able to break at 4-5, for example. But yeah, maybe. That's funny. I rate Feast the same. It's hard not to be honest. Feast is so well built too. Yeah, he's strong, athletic, without any niggling health issues like we're seeing with Runa, for example, cramps. Yeah. Serve Jannik. Down the tee, that's a let. Feast is super exciting. Super exciting. Very passionate player. His mentality is exciting. Very good fighter on the court. So we'll see how he keeps moving forward. Seems to be good across hard and clay courts as well. Very complete player. I don't see why he can't be good on grass courts too. He's got a big backswing on both sides, which sometimes I feel like isn't as good on grass, which can play so quick, but I like Feast. I think he could be good on all 3 surfaces. By the way, likely right after this match, I will have the call for Anisimova. I can't wait for the Anisimova match. Listen, Samsonova is the name you don't know. She won a match last week. She can play amazing at her peak. This is a tournament where she beat Osaka a few years ago. I believe she was defending champion, saved a couple match points, so never know. Never know. That cramping racket joke from Erica's Luncheon in there, I still did giggling. Yeah, that's an all-timer. I think that's an all-timer. That's going to be, I think that's an all-timer. Forehand squash shot. Forehand a center. That's a put away. Not quite, though. Back and slice. Okay, now it's put away. Story of the second set. Really story of the first set as well, but he finally puts away the set. 7-5 in an hour's time from Jannik Sinner. Finally puts away the set. 6-4, 7-5. 6-4, 7-5. We'll be here for this third set, by the way, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to like the video as well if you are new. All right, I'm going to go off and take a quick break. I'll be here for the third set. I also want to look over Jannik's draw, so be here for that as well. I'll be back for this third one. Love 40 for Sinner. He's got 3 break points. Serve out wide. Backhand Botic. The forehand of Jannik. That's shank. 15-40. 15-40. Another forehand shank. Serve. Botic, that's a great serve. Great slice serve from Botic out wide. Yeah, Max, so cool to hear my bicycle. Great to Antarctica. Nice. Maybe the racket was too high strung. The joke's fine. Yeah, Robert. Come back to a lot of racket jokes. U.S. hasn't seen this much snow since John McEnroe was a regular at Studio 54. Do you know why so many physicists love tennis? They're really into string theory. What is going on this stream? I'm in charge. We're having jokes and puns in the chat. No, I love it. Keep it going. keep it up. I used to string my racket with Italian spaghetti, but the hedgehogs I use as tennis balls would nibble away, and I would end up becoming a pizza by the end of the match. You know what? I have the same problem. All right. Don't know what's going on in the chat, but I've got Deuce on the screen. Botic with the first serve in the net. Don't know. I don't know ever what's going on in the chat, but never know what's going on in the chat. Honestly. Forehand cross court. The forehand of Sinner. That's a great shot. Oh, what a get from Botic. Oh my God, what a volley. Great volley from Jannik. Go. Advantage. Is it like, do y'all enjoy it if I'm like a little bit biased for Sinner? Because it's hard for me not to be. I try to be like unbiased commentator mode. It's hard for me not to be when I'm watching Jannik. Because there's no secret. I do like watching the guy play. I try to be unbiased, but I'll cheer him on, you know, if he's hitting a good shot. Forehand, cross court, the forehand of Botic. That's a great shot down the line. It's a great shot down the line. Advantage for Botic. I think the wine is flowing in the chat. Something has to be in the air, right? Something has to be spreading around. I appreciate it, Marina. Hey, what's up? Good to have you as well. The Carota boys. There you go. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I think Eliza met the Carota boys at the U.S. Open. Eliza, who I do the tennis 360 with. I'm trying to go to U.S. Open this year, so maybe. Forehand volley, that's put away. Advantage for Botic. Advantage for Botic. By the way, guys, let me know what first round match. Let me know in the chat. What first round match are you most excited for at this Australian Open? Men's or women's? What is the first round match that you are most excited for? It can even be something like Djokovic's first round match if you just are a Djokovic fan. Like, it doesn't have to be something super crazy or something that'll probably be very close. Anything at all. What's the first round match you're excited for? Backhand, not a great backhand. Drop shot, Sinner. Backhand, Botic. Slice, the backhand of Sinner. Another error from Jannik. I don't know why he decided to go with the drop shot there. That was a very poor shot from Botic. I don't know if Jannik is like practicing his drop shot, but he's hit a lot of very poor drop shots so far in this tournament. Yeah, let me know, guys, in the chat. One first round match that you're super excited for in your in this Australian Open. It's amazing to me how these dudes slide on hard court like it was clay. Hurts my ankles and knees just watching. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Great athleticism from guys like Alcaraz, from Novak, Iga on the women's side as well. It's crazy how they slide on hard courts nowadays. Really crazy. Robert, comment of the day. that and also the Eric's comment about the Sinner's racket be having a cramp is just, that is funny. I'm sorry. But that is so funny. Both of those are comments of the day. Medi, since I'm a huge fan. Okay, nice. Yeah. Medi's got a tough draw, by the way. Robert, what do you think of Medvedev Dimitrov fourth round? What do you think of Medvedev Dimitrov fourth round? Because I know you picked Medvedev to win the whole tournament, right? Do you think even if Medvedev wins, do you think that could be a five-setter? Cramping rackets is hilarious. That killed me. Backhand, the backhand of Sinner. Honestly, I think Greek Sport Saffield could be fire. Yeah, that's a fire matchup. I love that one. Greek Sport versus Saffield, very good. I'm gonna pull up the draw here. There are a few things I want to go through in the draw, least of which is Sinner's draw, which should be interesting. Australian Open 2024 men's singles Wikipedia. There you go. There are a few ones. Saffield and Greek Sport is really good. That whole section, by the way, Ghost is so good. Like Artur Feast and Saffield are arguably the two most dangerous unseeded players in the event. You could definitely add in Jack Draper there, but two of the most dangerous unseeded players in the tournament. You have Artur Feast and Saffield in potential second round. You have Greek Sport Saffield in first round, which is just such a – who do you choose in that one? That's like the most 50-50 first round match between two really informed players, or at least two really good players. I don't know if Greek Sport's in the best form, which is why I choose Saffield. But yeah, Garcia Osaka on the women's side. I'm excited for Pliskova versus Rybakina. That's mine. I am absolutely tuning in for that one. If you saw Pliskova, Ostapinko, Pliskova, Osaka at Brisbane, Pliskova is playing amazing. That is another one where it's just going to be absolute bullets raining down. I'm excited for Rybakina, Pliskova. But Garcia Osaka is very close second. Tsitsipas Berrettini, that's crazy. Murray versus Echeverry. I hope that Murray can do well. I want to see Murray Djokovic number 6 at the Australian Open, because they've played some epics. Backhand. The backhand of center. I don't know what is going on with Jannik. 3 break points down. From love 40 up in the first game, love 40 down now. Jesus. Osaka Garcia, nice mat. Yeah, that one came to mind when I asked the question, to be honest. I think we'll see a lot of that. Pliskova is playing well, agreed, yeah. Pliskova is playing well. She has to be if she beats Naomi Osaka. And then Naomi Osaka, who had 40 winners and 12 unforced errors in that match. All right, Sinner down 3 break points. Let's see what he can do to hold off here. Sinner serve. Center serve. Kick serve. The backhand of Zandschulp. Forehand Van Zandschulp. The forehand of Sinner. Horrendous game from the side of the Italian. It is 2-0 for Van Zandschulp. It might be a little bit too late, but Botic gets his first break of the match. Botic gets his first break of the match. Murray doesn't play until 2:30 in the morning. It will take 17 hours. Takes 24 hours. That he just continues on to day 2. Murray's still playing on to day 3, no breaks. 72-hour long match. Just continues playing on day 3. That's what we saw last year. Not quite that, but something close to that. Murray Kokkinakis was one of the best matches of this decade last year at the Australian Open. Forehand Murray, forehand center, the backhand of Van Zandschulp, backhand center, the backhand of Van Zandschulp, forehand of Van Zandschulp, backhand of center, backhand of Van Zandschulp, backhand of backhand rally, backhand of the forehand of center, the backhand of Botic, backhand center. I mean, this is just a practice rally at this point. Forehand center, the forehand of Van Zandschulp, backhand center, backhand slice of Van Zandschulp. That just floats long. Love 15. This match has been long. I don't know how long it's been exactly. How long has this match been? 2 hours? This could be the longest the longest straight sets match of the tournament. If it is straight sets, this could be the longest straight sets match of the tournament. Brutal draw for Medi. Yeah, definitely could go 5 sets with Grigor. Yeah, Robert, I have a draw preview on my own YouTube channel, Anthony's Tennis Hub, that's coming out later tonight. And in that video, I'm sorry to say it, Robert, I actually have Dimitrov winning over Medvedev. I know a lot of people are picking the top 4 guys to go all the way. I've got Dimitrov, and it surprised me because I do think Medvedev could do well as well. Like, I think whoever wins that match absolutely reaches the semifinal and has chances to reach the final. But I just love how Dimitrov's playing at the moment. And Australian Open is his best slam. So we'll see. It is a brutal draw. Dimitrov coming into the AO on form. He's dangerous. 100%. What do you say about Grigor Dimitrov? The mental side, the confidence. Sometimes that's what's lacking. Dimitrov is not lacking on confidence. You saw that off his one-handed backhand, which he was hitting through the whole Brisbane tournament. This guy's playing confident. You don't want to run into a confident Dimitrov. You really don't. Like, you really, really don't. Serve out wide, forehand center. The forehand Van Zandschulp behind center. Center gets there well, though. Forehand down the line, backhand center. Good slide, backhand volley, put away. 15-30. Botic Van Zandschulp is playing well now. 15-30. 15-30. Eubanks, Taro Daniel, first round. Okay, that's an interesting one. I reckon Taro Daniels wins it, to be honest. I'm rooting for my boy Chrissy, but I think Taro Daniel might get it. Q is playing well this week. Pliskova can give any player hell. She has shown her form of 2-3 years ago. Yeah. Listen, well, I'll say it after this point, but there's something to say about that. Forehand, the backhand of Van Zandschulp. What a shot. Slice over Van Zandschulp. Are we going to see a tweener? No, he runs around it backhand. That's a great shot. Volley, no way. Oh, Van Zandschulp on the ground, nearly got it. Point of the match. Point of the match. It's so fun with this match because we haven't had that many great points. Like, not just I'm sorry, but let alone even amazing points. We haven't had that many great points. But the points that we have had that have been great have been really, really good. Like, that was definitely an example one. Very good. Carota boys in the crowd cheering center on. That was a great volley. Perfectly angled. Perfectly angled. But yeah, Pliskova's playing well. Super big. Robert, Ghost, Anthony, how do you rate Svitolina's chances? Good. I reckon she could do well, but I think she has a tough draw. Let me remember what Svitolina's draw is. I was looking at it yesterday. Take a look at that. 2 break points for center, though. 15-40. Serve Botic to the backhand of Jannik. Backhand Botic. That goes out. It is now 2-1. Every single game in this third set so far, either we've gotten a break or we've had a love 40 lead for the returners. So the returners, the servers are not doing very well in this set so far. Where's Svitolina in the draw? I can look up by seed, right? She's seeded. Where's Svitolina? Is she seeded? Is Svitolina seeded or no? Surely she is, right? Is Svitolina unseeded? I don't see her. Okay, yeah, number 19. There you go. 19th seed. Svitolina has Preston. Then she has either Kayla Day or Tomova. She's got a good draw. Kudermatova. Okay. First of all, to at least to get to the 4th round, Svitolina has a great draw. But then she's got Swiatek. Or you could argue some other player who upset Swiatek, but probably Swiatek, right? It's Iga. Iga could have a really tough round. I don't expect her to lose in either of her first 2 matches the way she's playing, no matter who she plays, which really, this is the worst possible draw she could have gotten. Maybe outside of Naomi Osaka, maybe, but Swiatek versus Svitolina is going to be a big match. Rematch of Wimbledon, where Svitolina actually beat Swiatek, but Swiatek on a hard court, you would probably assume, even though it's Australian Open, where Swiatek hasn't performed amazingly, or won the title, let alone reach the final, you would assume these are better courts for Swiatek than Wimbledon at the moment. But we'll see. If she gets through Iga, then her chances are quite good. She's playing great. Kakanaka's had a bunch of bangers this year, 2 in Miami alone, Bergs and Hubie. Ghost, I forgot about that. I forgot about that Bergs match, but I watched that match, and that was an amazing comeback itself. And then Hubie had a great comeback against Tanasi in the next match. Anybody who hasn't watched the Kakanakis versus Hurkacz match in Miami, look that match up. That whole day was crazy. Ghost, do you remember that whole day of matches? Also, Watanuki versus Tiafoe. We had so many tiebreakers that day. I remember of 16 matches, we had 95 points played in tiebreakers that day. It was so many extended tiebreakers that whole day in Miami. It was crazy. Kakanakis, though, yeah, Murray, Wawrinka. He had so many epics. Murray at Australian Open, Roland Garros against Wawrinka, which he won in 4 hours. Against Hurkacz, absolute epic. 268 points played overall. Crazy match. Crazy match this year, 2023. Yeah, I got you. Sinner's little squash shot there is on lock. I love Sinner's squash shot. I love Sinner's squash shot. Squash shot is one of my favorite shots in tennis. It's so flashy. It's nice to see emotion from Grigor in his Brisbane win. Yeah, Grigor's an emotional guy, and it was great to see. Very passionate, and it's so good to see him finally having success. I said it at Brisbane. I try to stay unbiased, but this will be one exception where I'll be completely and utterly unbiased. Dimitrov deserves a lot of support, and he is a win for tennis. Just overall, he's a very good player to have at the top of the tennis game. I hope he reaches top 10 at some point this year because he's playing like a top 10 guy. And yeah, I hope he keeps doing well. Sinner's making this much harder than should be. A million times harder than should be. That was a great volley, yeah. Volley of the match. Serve Jannik to the backhand of Botic. Backhand Jannik. The backhand of Botic. Forehand Jannik. The forehand of Botic. That's in the net. Okay, Sinner level this set. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it keeps going. Svitolina's got Kenin, you mean, Anthony? We'll see. We'll see. If you got Kenin over Iga, it would be a crazy upset. Also, Daniel Collins and Angelique Kerber. Oh, I was going to say, Osaka Garcia, Kerber Collins, Rybakina Pliskova, Swiatek versus Kenin. 7 out of 8 of those four first-round matchups are major finalists. And they're playing in the first round. Many of those Australian Open finalists are champions. That is ridiculous. Caroline Garcia is the exception, by the way. And she won the WTA finals before it. Also semifinals at the US Open. Just a couple years ago. 30-15. Already 2 hours and 7 minutes played for Jannik. Or just in this match alone, 2 hours and 7 minutes played. Very long match that could end up being straight sets. Usually a straight sets match lasts maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, at most like 2.5 hours. If it goes anywhere past that, it's very long, and we're not done yet. We're already at 2 hours and 10 minutes played, pretty much. $40-15 for Jannik here. Serve from Sinner. Serve from Sinner hits the tape, goes out. Second serve. Kick serve the back of Botic, backhand Sinner. The backhand slice of Botic, forehand Sinner. The forehand of Botic, that stays on the baseline. Forehand Botic, cross court. Ooh, Sinner guesses the wrong way, and Botic hits a winner, forehand cross court. Yeah, she's seeded protected ranking, I believe. Well, protected ranking will not get you seeded, but she is seeded 19th because she had Wimbledon semifinal. She just got to the final in Auckland. She's had a few good performances, but yeah, we'll see. Miami is also kind of a coming out party for Eubanks. Yes, it is. Not for me. I've known of Eubanks for a while, but yeah, for the world. Finally, Showboy's made up at 27 years old, outside the top 150 in the world, finally breaks through. That was an amazing story last year. Hope he keeps doing well. That is going to be an interesting match against Taro Daniel. Miami last year produced a ton of stories. Yeah, it was pretty fun. It would have been one of the best events of the year had the final been better than it was between Sinner and Medvedev. Worst Sinner-Medvedev match all year last year. If it was as good as any of the other ones, Miami would have been one of the best events of the year. Indian Wells and Miami, both fantastic tournaments with very subpar finals. By the way, Sinner is at deuce again. Sinner is making this so much harder than he needs to be. It feels like Jannik is trying to make this the longest straight sets match ever. And I don't know what the record is, but whatever the record is, Jannik is trying to beat it. I salute him. He's getting there. That goes out from Botic. Sinner's at advantage. Sinner's at advantage. Bergs has a sad story. He's out ahead on his third qualities match and was heading to the main draw, but came up with an injury. That is sad. That is sad. Susie Bergs. Collins as well. Ghost, I like how you follow up with a lot of these kind of matches or players that a lot of other people don't know about. I feel like you kind of like to do that, which I like to do quite a bit as well with some players. Forehand cross court. The forehand of Botic. That goes out. That goes out. Collins as well in Australia too. Iga's journey gonna be rough. Yes, absolutely. Danielle Collins has an amazing peak. She hits the ball big. She's one of these kind of Ostapenko Georgie types where she can be a bit divisive. You never know what you're going to get from her game, from her on-court personality, but yeah. All right, we're at 2-2. By the way, Ghost, qualifying was crazy, huh? Qualifying of this tournament was insane. You had Schwartzman in there. Schwartzman lost. You had Alex Molchan. Alex Molchan lost. You had Goffin. You had Hugh Herbert. And you had so many players stepping up that you really wouldn't expect to go all the way. But you also had Nagal, who's an Indian player. He should have gone a wild card straight into the event. John Millman in his retirement. One of the more eventful Australian Open qualifyings I remember for a while. The women's side had some good players too. Raducanu just missed the qualifying cut, which is great for the event. That she goes straight to the main draw. Although if she was in the qualifying, maybe she would be odds-on favorite to win the whole tournament. So 15 love for Van Zandschulp. Serve out wide, backhand center. What a return. That's why he's one of the best returners on tour. Backhand slice. The forehand of the Italian. Inside in. Forehand. Van Zandschulp is a bad error into the net. We're at 15 all. Pair loss. Yeah, Benoit Paire was another guy in the draw. Absolutely. Benoit Paire. I just couldn't believe Schwartzman. Schwartzman was seeded number 24th this time last year at the Australian Open. Now he's playing qualifying. Go, Diego, go. Pick yourself back up. I just said I won't be unbiased for Dimitrov. I also won't be unbiased for another kind of veteran now in Diego Schwartzman. I hope Schwartzman Dimitrov can stay around and be winning. Forehand center, the backhand of Van Zandschulp, backhand center. The forehand of Van Zandschulp, forehand center, cross court. It's a great shot. I feel like it's better hitting from center so far in this third set. For parts of it, anyway. That goes out. It looks like Sitter is playing a little bit better. I'm almost scared to say it. I'm not going to lie. He was suffering from racket cramps, as somebody in the chat pointed out, which is a joke. But he was not playing at his best level. But let's see. It feels like he might be playing a little better. I'm feeling a little bit of something. Let's see. Serve out wide, backhand center. The backhand of Van Zandschulp, forehand center. Forehand of Van Zandschulp, that's in the net. Van Zandschulp almost fallen over there. Center looking to break here. Yes, I'm so disappointed for Molchan. I love his variety and heart. Yeah, he's top 5 favorite for me. I love Alex as well. I love watching Molchan. Such a flashy player. He looks like he belongs in the top 20 or top 10 the way he hits. What can you tell me about Nagal? I don't know much about him. Honestly, I don't know much either. I just know that he was ranked outside the top 500 or 600 in the world last year, and he did really well on challengers and then climbed back up. Van Zandschulp into the net. It's 3-2. I haven't seen Nagal play that much either, but he was really winning in the challengers last year. So he deserved a wild card just because he's been performing so well. Also at United Cup as well, I believe. Center gets a 3-2. Let's see if he can hold this break. 2 hours and 14 minutes, and it should have been straightforward because, okay, well, here's what I do, and I'm not doing this to go at Botic Van Zandschulp, who can be a fantastic player, but I feel like this is important to do to kind of prove the point of Jannik's level being far below where he wants it to be despite the scoreline, which I keep saying Jannik's level is low. Here's what Botic's stats show. 39% on second serve points won, 63% first serve points won, first serves in, 67% first serves points won. Nothing too crazy. I mean, that's okay. It's not great, but it's not too bad. He's 1 for 3 on break points converted, 20 winners, 39 unforced errors. That is no good. It's not much better for Jannik either, by the way. It's a little bit better, but not much better. So 20 winners, 39 unforced errors. This is a player that Jannik usually should have already closed the match against, but so far his shots have just not been there for him. I hope he can pick up his level in later rounds. This is his first match of the season. The only thing I'd say is that Botic's off pace probably contributed to Jannik's lack of play, but it really hasn't been that high level from either. Diego's decline has been precipitous. I said it on the Tennis 360 podcast, Ghost, but to me, Diego has a top 10 mentality. He has a top 5 talent on the tour. He just has kind of fallen out of it. And to play in the kind of defensive, grindy way he does, it only gets harder as he gets older. He's been on the tour, at the top of the tour for about 10 years straight, so it's only getting harder to stay up there. So I hope that he can climb back up. Let's see what he can do. A few better performances towards the end of last year. We'll see how he continues, Schwartzman, because he really is a top tier player on his day. All right, center is 3 games away here. Center, serve, out wide. Center forehand, inside out to the back end of Van Zandschulp, back end center. The back end of Van Zandschulp, back end center. Cross court, more pace. Come on, center, step up, more confident. Drop shot. That's a better drop shot. Oh, what a lob. Back end smash. Oh, volley. What a point. Forehand. Oh, point of the match, and it's by quite the margin. I said that about 20 minutes ago. I said 20 minutes ago as well. There haven't been that many, good points in this match. But when the points have been good, they've been very good. That was an amazing lob and then an amazing volley. Amazing get from, that in about 7 or 8 seconds, they hit some incredible shots back to back there. It was a great drop shot from center initially. What I get from that point in, though, despite center losing, he finally hit a good drop shot. Center's level has risen. I will officially say that center's level has risen a little bit despite losing that point. Great rally from both guys. Maybe the rally of the first day for the tournament as a whole. Really good rally. Love 30. Van Zandschulp shot just catching the baseline. That was a fun point. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. At least he didn't lose the second set. That would have been a shambles. That's true, Sean. That's true. Yeah, he's still leading. I'm just center's level needs to pick up, because if center played at this level against a guy that's playing better than Botic, danger. So he needs to pick it up in the second, third rounds. It's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Hey, what's up, Jane? If you can win ugly, it's still winning. Have the Crota boys made it to Australia. They are. I've seen them cheering them on. That's absolutely right. I don't know that's exactly what Brad Gilbert means by winning ugly, but winning is winning. So you're right. Oh, Ghost. Yeah, that was a crazy point. One of the rallies of the year so far, about 13 days in. So it's probably not going to be one of the rallies of the year by the end of the year, but so far it is. That's a forehand into the net. Love 40 again for center. Second time that he's been down love 40 to Botic in the set. By the way, guys, start to like the stream. If you enjoyed it, I will be covering the Anisimova match probably pretty much right after this. So yeah, make sure to tune into that one. Be a bit late for me. Hopefully I'm not too tired to call it. I am known to have a lot of energy, so hopefully I can keep that up. But I am really pretty exhausted. I didn't get a nap in before, so we'll see. But it should be fun to call. I'm excited. I was honestly most excited to call the Anisimova match. I'm excited to see that one. They didn't make it, Jane. I saw the pictures. Nice. Yeah, it looks like we're getting snowstorm early next week. That's crazy. Opposite weather in Australia, though, huh? It's funny. My coach in high school told me never to leave your feet at net, but the pros prove this isn't really true. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, some advice for the professionals is different to advice they give to the young players, and I hate that. When I was young, and I know I might be alone in that, but I'll go on my silly little rant after this. It's a big point in the match so far. Focus up on the match. Back and return Van Zandschulp, back and center. The back and slice of Van Zandschulp. Forehand to center. Forehand to Van Zandschulp. Forehand volley center. Cool as you like. Cool as you like in a tight moment. 30-40. Jannik, cool as you like with the hands. That wasn't an easy volley. Seeing the slow-mo here. It was coming down to him low, and he just hit it low back. Hit it low back. Is Jannik going to give his break back? After that shot, I say no, but let's see. After that shot, I say no. Jannik serve. Serve out wide. That's a good serve. That goes out. Jannik escapes the love 40 deficit. Let's go the Italian to deuce. Yes, yeah. Coach boys are in the house. Before I lose my point, though, just real quick, it always annoyed me because some of the coaches, when you are starting up, do say things differently than they would say to professional players. I always want to hear, what am I supposed to hear if I want to be the best player in the world? And I'm never going to be. I'm not trying to say I was ever going to be, but that's just how my brain works. I want to try to get the absolute most out of myself. And when people are saying stuff like, I don't know, all of those things that they would say as coaches that I can't think of an example at the moment for some reason, but stuff like that. where it's like where only the top level athletes can do that thing. I was like, can you tell me what the top level athletes can do? Because I want to try to get there. And that's true about tennis. That's true about other things. I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong, although I kind of think it is. But that might just be a me thing and having to mature, which I understand, because not everybody, almost nobody is going to do that. It makes more sense. It's more accessible to a lot of people. I understand that. And I was probably never going to be. I understand that. But I wish that coaches like would try to bring the top potential out of players. And that might be unrealistic, but that's kind of a thing that I always felt. And it would always annoy me. Even when I was like 9 years old, I was like, tell me how like the best person in the world at this would do this. I want to get the absolute most out of it. Anyway, you're right, Anthony. Sinner's volleys improving considerably. Yeah, his volleys, his touch, his drop shots. He got out of a tricky game there at 4-2. Sinner holds. Forehand, Van Zandschulp. That's a good shot cross score. I feel like the level has lifted, especially from the side of Jannik, which is good signs. Good signs. 15 love. I think if you have some good coordination, you can try to replicate pros. Yeah. I think so. I mean, that's true. Yeah, good athleticism, good coordination. Really the experience and the practice and experience playing at the highest level, because it really is different. I said earlier that tennis is the same at the highest level as it is at the lowest, but in terms of the level and the consistent intensity and stuff like that and the skill required at the highest, it's not even close, obviously. So that's it. Let's go Sinner. Yeah, that's it, Max. Let's go Sinner. I'm with you. My basketball coach hated fadeaway jumpers. Now it's a super common shot in college and the NBA. Yeah, I feel it's stuff like that, Ghost, that I kind of relate to, and I kind of relate to. But yeah, let's go Sinner. Let's go Jannik. He's at 15:30 here. Chance for Jannik to break. Long straight sets match, if that is what we're going to get, which it seems like it is. Drop shot. Let's see how he returns it. Back and flick. Sinner's level has improved in this third set. He was up a break early. He gave it right back to Botic, got broken at love, but since then he's been playing pretty solid. So for most of this third set, Sinner's level has been considerably higher. If you're just joining in, Sinner has not played a good match compared to what he usually plays, but he still got into this position. Good serve out wide, return, that stays in. Botic forehand, right to the forehand of Sinner, forehand volley. It was almost a miracle volley. Oh, what a shot from Sinner. I thought it was double bounce. Botic, too strong, too solid, though, 30-40. Hell yes, beautiful angle, nice touch. Yeah, great touch there. Great touch, and then a great shot from Botic as well. Been trying to replicate Axie's back in my whole damn life. Yeah, like, even if I can't, I want to fail. Like, I want to fail trying my absolute best. Like, I don't care if I fail. I want to fail trying to be the best I can, because you only live once. Like, I want to fail giving my all. And I want to fail. Like, I want to fail in order to get better, because that's how people do it. And that's something that I felt like I was never given the opportunity to do when coaches were trying to take the safe route with players and say, oh, just do this, it's safer, it's better. No, I want to bring the best out of myself. The backhand of Sinner. Forehand of Botic to the forehand of Sinner. Cross court. Forehand of Botic. Drop shot. Backhand Jannik. Down the line. Oh, goes right at Jannik. Jesus. Apology from Botic. Jannik has already turned around, though. Jannik not even looking for the apology, but it was right at Jannik. I don't know if he got hit. I'm going to look at this replay. I think it tapped him. It did hit Jannik. I think he's okay. He gives a smile about it. Yeah, it did hit him a little bit. At least judging from Jannik's reaction, it did seem like it hit him. Jannik seems to be okay, though. Botic serve out wide. He misses it. Serve out wide. Kick. That backhand goes out. 4-3. 4-3. Oh, nice. I'm glad Carrots made it. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it, Jen. I appreciate you dropping in for the Quality Shot 10 stream. Like always, Jen. Appreciate you. I'll be doing the Anismova later on as well, by the way, if you're able to join in for that. FNA, brother, let me die swing swore, but I played safe. We only play once. Yeah. And I'm not going to pretend like, listen, like, I'm not going to pretend I never played safe or I'm like this, like, whatever. But in general, yeah, I like people who take risks. I agree with that. Like, that's why I like it when, like, professional players, like, they play, like, I like it when I see a player who's in college play against the top 20 player and, like, see what they can do. Like, even if they're losing 6-0, 6-0, they're being tested to the utmost extreme, and they're getting better. Like I have a story. I don't think any other live streamer on tennis YouTube would say this, but I'll say it. I'll be the live streamer. There's always room for another. Suzanne Lenglen, back in the day, Suzanne Lenglen is one of the most notable women's players in the history of the game. Back in the day. This is what Suzanne Lenglen did. Starting from when she was about 12 or 13 years old, almost every day she would play against professional men's players. She would play against professional men's players almost every single day. And she would lose, like 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, 6-1, stuff like that. She would lose to men's players, but she would play them almost every single day. Guess what? By the time that she was 18 or 19, not only was she competitive with the men's players, so she wasn't beating them every time. Doesn't matter. She's not playing men's players. Once she was playing women's players, barely lost games. She barely lost games. She was so dominant. And not to say that women's players, there's such a big deficit. There is a deficit, but there's not. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that Suzanne Lenglen improved by playing players that would absolutely dismantle her every time. And she would play them every day. And then she got to the point where sometimes she was beating these players. But especially, she was doing so well against the women's players. Partially, obviously, she was just such a great player. It wouldn't happen to every player like that. But anyway, that's what it is. That's why I like it when people are, even if you fail, you get better. I like that. Challenge yourself. That's the story of Jannik Sinner as well, by the way, who lost in 5 sets almost every single Grand Slam of the last 2 years. I hope that Jannik can improve in that way. 30 love, 4-3. Serve Jannik, forehand block. The forehand of Jannik, backhand of Botic. The backhand of Jannik, cross court, backhand of Botic. The backhand of Jannik, backhand of Botic. The forehand of Jannik, forehand of Botic. The forehand of Jannik. That goes out, 30-15. I heard a coach say something similar with where coaches are 2 results based with juniors and don't coach. Exactly. I had that too. You have to fail. You have to try things out. I agree. Listen, as a junior, I was drop shotting. I was doing things crazy. I was hitting between the leg shots. Like, I was a crazy junior, but I wanted to test things out. I felt like I had a coach that sometimes wasn't really encouraging me to at least try and fail, which I think you really need. So that's kind of the thing. Well said, Anthony. I appreciate it. Good anecdote, Anthony. I appreciate it, Ghost. I appreciate it. For more anecdotes, subscribe to Quality Shot Tennis. Not just about tennis, by the way. Forget the match. I'll go on an anecdote about anything. For good anecdotes, quality anecdote tennis. I don't know. 5-3. I appreciate you guys watching. Speaking back the day I watched Wollongong Everett Wimbledon Final 1980, remind me how graceful Wollongong was. Yeah, there's some good ones back then. The 80s was prime time for women's and men's tennis. 80s is one of the best eras in tennis. People are like, how in the world is anybody going to follow up the 80s? And then we had Serena and Venus come along, and you had Pete and Andre come along. And then people are like, how is anybody going to follow them up? And now we have Swiatek, and now we've had the big 3 era for however long, and it's been amazing. And whatever next era comes along is going to be amazing too. Because tennis doesn't stop. The Everett-Navratilova rivalry is epic. Yeah, well, Navratilova kind of held Everett's number, which is part of why I think Navratilova has one of the most supreme cases for the greatest of all time. With the kind of rivalry and competition she had, but still she was able to dominate over Chris Everett, who I think has the greatest win percentage in women's tennis in the Open era. But still she was able to dominate over Everett, so... 15-all. Jannik is 3 points away from taking it here. Wollongong is grateful. Yeah, she has a friendship with JLI. Nice. Exactly, Sean. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything. Results based. Sometimes you want to let players fail, experiment, try things out. That doesn't just go for tennis, by the way. It goes for life in general. I think we could do with more of that. Forehand of Botic, cross court, the forehand of Sinner. Forehand of Botic, the backhand of Sinner. Backhand of Botic, the forehand drop shot of Sinner. Backhand slice, and the backhand is, that's in the net. That's a great backhand pass from Sinner. 15:30, Jannik is 2 points away from finishing a match that should have finished about an hour ago, if we're being completely honest. But Jannik has played better in this third set. He's looking to finish this off. Appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun talking to the chat, by the way. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Ghost, Sean, Jane. Who else we had in here? We've got a lot of people in here. Been a lot of fun. Max, Eric, Kristen, also Joe Gann. I appreciate everybody who's been in here. Center 2 points away. Okay, I'm going to switch to Zandschulp. It's great call, Anthony. Thanks, bro. Peace. I appreciate it, Gus. I thank you for donations as well. Any and all donations, always appreciated. I thank you so much, everybody, just for joining in. See you at the next one, Ghost. Ever had a slight edge on clay, but other surfaces? No. True. That's true, Robert. Yeah. Everett on clay was crazy. Everett on clay was crazy. $30 all. 30 all here. Jannik is still 2 points away from taking this. He's been returning a little bit better in the set so far. See if he keeps it up. Serve out wide, forehand center, and misses it wide, 40-30. By the way, that Zandschulp match, that's a great first round match. That is fun. And they've really split sets there, 6-1, 4-1 for either guy. Forehand center, the backhand of Zandschulp, that's in the net. Center is 2 points away yet again. 2 points away yet again. By the way, guys, I will be commentating the Amanda Anisimova match against Elise Cornet. Sorry, Amanda Anisimova taking on, not Elise Cornet, against Samsonova, the 13th seed. That will be on after the Elise Cornet match finishes. That's on right now, so probably pretty soon. Be good to take a break for a little bit for me, so seems like that's what I'm going to get. All right, we've got advantage for Jannik Sinner. Yeah, please, guys, join in for the Anisimova match. That'll probably be happening in about half an hour, maybe closer to like 45 minutes, an hour. But, yeah. Again, guys, don't forget to subscribe, Quality Tennis. I will be here for more streams throughout the Australian Open, throughout the as well. Yeah, don't forget to like the stream as well if you enjoyed it. All that stuff. That goes out. Second serve here for Botic. Jannik to get his first win of the 2024 tennis season. Serve out wide, forehand center. The forehand of Botic, that goes out. Jannik Sinner not quite leaving off where he left off in 2023, but still gets a straight sets victory over Botic van de Zandschulp. Wasn't always easy. 2 hours and 35 minutes played. Nice hug between the two at the net. Some really good rallies in that match that will be pretty memorable, especially two in that third set that were quite fantastic, with some good volleys from either player. So a few good points, kept us a little bit entertained. Not the highest level, though, but Jannik gets the first win, and that is good enough. Winning ugly in some way or another. All right, I appreciate everybody joining in. I'm going to take a break before the Anisimova match. Everybody, please join in for the Anisimova match, take on Samsonova. Super excited to call that one. And, yeah, again, appreciate everybody joining in. Go Jannik. Yep, that's it, Robert. Ever was the female Nadal. Speaking of her, wishing the best in her cancer fight. Yeah, absolutely. We can end off on that point. Wishing the best to Everett. Absolutely. Screw cancer all the way. And, yeah, anyway, it has nothing to do with the match, but that is an important point to be made as well. And, yeah, Everett was a legend. 6-4, 7-5, 6-3 for Sinner. He gets done. I'll see you guys at the Anisimova match in about 45 minutes.